fast life meets the fast lane.
Yeah.
You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio.
Yeah.
The world of hip hop and sports live.
Dropping the clutch and then I hit the gas. Wheels screeching, tires burning, I'm flying past. Gotta get home quick, don't wanna miss the class. They schooling you on whips and how to make them fast. Talking about everything from cars to planes. What's hot, what's next, and how to flip the game. They talk in my language, we speak the same. That whip talk complex, but yet they keep it plain. From the news, the interviews, they keep it cool. They give reviews, everything from parts to tools. Can't lose, come to whips, they not no fools. Don't miss the show, the start time is noon. The bearded one, S.I. Sean, they crazy though. You can't miss it, tune in to Rally Radio.
Where the fast life meets the fast lane.
Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah, man, we are here.
We in the building, man.
You know, it's always a dog fight to get in here, though.
That it was today. But you know what, though? I was ready for it. And because I was ready for it, we made it happen. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. You know how we get down, man.
Let's go.
Let's go. Early.
You know, it's kind of a scorch out there a little bit, too, though.
That it is. It's super duper hot out there, but we made it through the day, man. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. You know how we get down, man.
Let's go.
People don't want to hear it today.
Nah.
But we on them EVs today again.
Damn, son.
Now it look like they piling up in the dealerships. You know, it's funny how they say, like the media says one thing, and the other thing is going on. But, you know, that's news, right? They try to steer you the best way they can sometimes. You know what I mean? But with that being said, you already know what it is. The bearded one here.
Let's go. S.I. Sean, baby.
And we in the building, man. We're going to talk about it today. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in on YouTube. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in on Facebook. We see y'all. Shout yourselves out. Don't forget, drop your name in the comments so we can shout y'all. Shout out to my guy, Reach. He's tapped in. In early.
Let's go. That's
early.
What it is.
Shout out to my guy because he's out there doing wild suspension install, kid. Hit me up. Showed me the springs and I was like, yo, kid. He said, yo, I'm gonna get started at 6, so I'm ready for the show. That's my guy, man. I'm telling you.
That's ill.
One of the most best setup garages I've ever seen. I'm telling you. Everything is accessible. It made me jealous. I said, my garage looked like a tornado came through there and left everything. Like the tornado went through Queens and just dropped everything in my garage, kid. I swear to God. But yo, shout to Reeves. This joint is tapped in.
Nah, that's
you know
what
I'm saying.
100%.
But we talking about it today, man. They talking about, oh, you know, these EVs, everybody, now they can't sell them. Ford said they stockpiling. So I'm like, after they done gave them to the city and all these other places, y'all still got more of these joints?
Because remember, man, they trying to speed up production on them. That's number one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they actually, I think that's the part of their plan that they trying to flood
the market.
The dealers. Yeah, to flood the dealers, flood the market with them. So people got to turn around and cop them. That's it.
Right. And I think that ultimately that's the biggest mistake that they made. When you put all your eggs in one basket, shout to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. We see y'all. Don't forget, drop your name in the comments so we can shout you out. We tune up for all of our people, man.
Let's go.
Don't forget, drop your name in the comments so we can shout you out. The thing about, like, when I see this, and you know, a lot of people talked about it. I seen the news about a week ago. They was talking about it, but now it seems like it to be a big deal. My thing is, at the end of the day, I don't know why this is shocking when nobody, as much as they try to say people want them, they don't want them. Shout to Aaron. What's popping?
Let's go, Aaron. But you know, that's how they want to draw you in. Like, oh, everybody's going crazy for him. This is what's at. You can thank your man Sleepy Joe for this.
That's a fact.
You can thank him for this.
That's a fact. This is kind of on him, son.
Yeah.
This is kind of on him.
It's crazy right now, man. Yeah.
Son. Oh, we handing out understeers early.
Damn, son.
And we got a couple.
Son. It's crazy. It's crazy out here.
But I think that ultimately, like you said earlier, it's like, is this good for autos?
Man,
it's a tug of war going on out there in autos, and it's never been like this.
I feel like it's a tug of war going on, but not really a tug of war. I think it's like a mystery tug of war.
Shout to my guy Sales. What's popping?
Let's go, Sales. Why I say that? Because like you said, people, they front like people really want them, and nobody don't. They want you to think that.
They want you to think
everybody's gonna turn this route So you're gonna be left with no choice but to do the same thing.
And that's yo, don't
It's like
you hear?
smoke and mirrors.
Nah, it's like how they steer the masses, son.
Damn.
It's like, yo, they got to send the shepherd dog out there to make sure the sheep go where they want them to go, right?
Yeah,
That's the
son.
media for you, kid. Word
I'm
up.
telling you, son. It's
Shout to
crazy.
Grandy. What's poppin', Jessica Grandy?
Let's
What's
go.
good? What's good? She said, what's up? Good afternoon. It's a good afternoon. You know how we get down, man. It's beautiful outside.
Nah, it is though. It is though.
Definitely gonna be doing some tinkering today. Got some things. Shout to my guy Reach because you know, like I said, he said something when I went to go check him when he was working on his car. He was like, yo, there's a difference between an enthusiast and a true car guy. He's right. Enthusiasts, you know, we like the car, we like the way they look, you know what I'm saying? And car guys really be knowing the specs and all of that. But I gotta shout everybody out, man. I gotta say that, man.
That is true though. But you know, enthusiasts still get down with the, you know, they could also be spec sheet warriors though. Spec sheet, you know what I'm saying? Guardians.
Have you ever torn down a motor and rebuilt it?
I mean, other than school, no.
No,
not really outside of that. No,
I never rebuilt one, but I surely tore one down. And when I looked at it,
I'm holding you.
Uh-huh.
Definitely tore down the 7M that was in the red Supra. Definitely tore half of the 2J down when I had it back there.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't have my fair share of tear downs.
I had to. I took the head off of a B16. I shot a rod through the block. The block was no good.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I was like, you know what? Maybe if I get my hands on another block, I'll be all right. I have this. The head of the motor here, and I still got a block. That was about as closest as I came because I was gonna go LSV at that time. For those that don't know, that's the Frankenstein, the LSV tech. Everybody who's a car guy knows that.
Yeah.
Or car girl. Shout to y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely was interesting to say the least because yo, you really start to like after watching what Reeps was doing versus me tinkering with that Honda that I remember, it's like it seemed like the American cars are so much more straightforward.
You know.
And it's like the parts are bigger, so it's not easier. Let me not say easier, but I mean like it looks like it's more fun.
Well, what I like about it, like I said, when I was doing it in school and everything like that, and also just tearing them down when I had the engines and you know in the backyard, whatever. I like that you gotta take your time with it. It was like fun.
Oh yeah,
you know it was cool.
I don't know. Reeps was flying through it though. You can see he did it a million times.
That's one thing, of course, but. I don't know. I think when you really get into it like that, that's for sure ill. 100%.
He definitely was flying through it. I was like,
100%.
He was like, yeah, I made a mistake. I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Shout to Reeps. It was interesting to say the least. But I will say, man, at the end of the day, that's not what they want you to do with these EV joints.
I mean, unless you're going to tear apart that battery and risk getting, your arm melted off by acid.
Yo, you know what? Next week we're gonna have a mute button, not a mute button, a curse button, the audible button, like boop, because I'll be really wanting to say some stuff, and I'll be holding back because we don't want nobody to shut us down. Mm-hmm. Shout out to everybody who's tuned there, paying attention. If you tuned in on YouTube, you're doing us a favor. That's what I'm talking about. 100%. Don't forget, you can find us on YouTube. You know where to find us. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in so far. Shout out to my guy Aaron. We see you, Aaron, brother. Yeah, Sales, shout up. Reap, shout up. Grandy, shout up. You know how we get down, man. We got so much love for y'all, man. We appreciate y'all greatly just for tuning in. But we about to jump right into the show. But before we do, you got any shout outs you want to give, kid?
Yeah, I just want to shout out to everybody who's been rocking with us. We really appreciate that here on Rally Radio. Keep doing your things out there too, though, man. When you get outside, take your time. It's a little warm. Make sure you're hydrated. And when it's time to vote, make sure you do the right thing, y'all. Don't forget.
That is a fact.
Let's go.
When it's time, don't forget, do the right thing. I will say this, however. Shout to Turtle Performance.
Okay.
Shout to Turtle Performance. I went to Toys for Tots that they had.
Okay.
And I got a chance to meet the owner. Great guy. Definitely gonna go back there and do some business with them. I haven't been over on that side of LI in a while, but shout to Turtle Performance. We see y'all, man. Every time I go onto y'all page, I see y'all doing work and I'm impressed. Shout to Eric Till Blunt. We got to get him up here. Shout to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention, man. We see y'all. I'm gonna tell you, man. Shout to Teslas. Shout to Dr. Phil on that one. Shout to Dr. Phil.
Man.
But with that being said, y'all know we get down, man. We tuned in. I want to tell y'all.
Yeah.
So this week was very interesting for me, right? I got a chance to really daily my Type R. Like daily it. Grace has been down.
Yeah.
Infinity's been down until, I get some things looked at, do some things. I really took off the road. But I got a chance to daily this Type R. And I'm going to talk about it just a little bit before we move on. I don't want to anymore. And it has nothing to do with the car's capability, comfortability, anything. New York City streets are not ready for a car like this. Oh my goodness.
Damn. That's crazy right there.
Shout to Zoom for Zoom. He said I was today years old when I found out I could see y'all on y'all page. Yo, shout to you. Yeah, we here every Saturday, 12 noon. You already know what it is. Appreciate you for that one, man. 100%. Shout to SP to Don. He said learning about cars back when we were coming up was different. It was easier because you could see the difference between how JDM and domestic and how they put their cars together. That was a fact. That's a fact. Yeah. And you know what? That's why I will say, like I said, going to see Reeps do his thing, I was like, wow, man, like it looked like it was so much more fun. Because I know when you tinkering with that with the Honda, the B16s, or it was so much electrically, like sensors got it. If you don't have nothing plugged in right, you got a problem.
Yeah.
No tech. You know how long, you want to laugh, and I know this is for every car though, but when I did the motor swap, that was my first time doing an engine swap. I did an engine swap and I dropped the LS in there, right? I was like, for the time being, I'm gonna just rock this LS, right? And when I put it in there, you go to start your car, you listen for the fuel pump. I wasn't getting the click for the fuel pump. It's bothering me for weeks. I'm like, this shit, what's going on, man? Shout to Zoom for Zoom. He said I was watching on Facebook. We appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe. We're gonna put the thing at the bottom, but we are here every Saturday, 12 noon. Tremendous. We appreciate him for
100%,
that.
100%. Absolutely.
Said he was watching on Facebook. We appreciate you greatly. So I couldn't get the fuel pump. Like, what's going on? You know what it was? And it was my first time doing it. Y'all gonna laugh at me. The grounds.
Damn.
I didn't have the ground that was supposed to be on the where was it supposed to be at? The ground was supposed to be on the thermostat. There was a ground that's supposed to be on the thermostat over there, and I didn't have it on. And I mean, I went over the wiring, went over it, looking. What am I missing?
Yeah.
And it was that one wire, and when I did it, click. You click it over, you hear the fuel pump.
Yeah.
Oh man, you talking about? I almost threw the ratchet across the street because I was so excited to like get this joint rolling, son.
Yeah.
But it was an experience and a half because it really showed me. Like, it took me 3 weeks, and I'm talking about just on my days off. I didn't work during the week, only on my one day off I had at the time. And let me tell you, I got some of that work done, and I felt like such a different person. You couldn't tell me nothing about the car after that. It was like, oh, yeah, I know. Oh, I know. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why I say I'm not brand loyal.
Yeah.
I'm car loyal.
Nah, that makes sense right there.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm not brand loyal. I'm car loyal. Shout to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention, man. You got any shout outs you want to give you? Oh, you already gave your shot.
I do have one more, man.
What you got for me?
Man, keep the manuals alive.
Keep the manuals manualing.
That's it. Keep them manualing.
We got some camera on. You keep the manuals manualing. The manuals manualing.
You crazy.
Y'all, listen,
let's go.
Y'all ain't got to laugh at my bars. You already know what it is. Shout to everybody tuned in. We about to jump right into this.
Yo,
right
I gotta
here.
ask you though, like,
What's
other than the streets not being ready for the Type R, like,
or
a car that nature.
Okay.
How was it dealing other than that? Though?
I'll be honest. Another part that I can't stand from daily in it is the hoop dogs. I gotta say, shout to everybody who's in the streets.
Yo, he said the hoop dogs.
Because I know y'all experience it. Yo, I'm driving home the other day. I'm on the Cross Island, and the loudest car on 4 wheels.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this dude. He pull up to me. It's a dude with a multicolored Civic. When I say multicolored, I mean he had the green outside, black hood, rusted. Like, I was like, yo, come on, bro.
Was it tastefully done or like?
It wasn't tastefully done at all. He had like donuts on it or like, but his car is loud. You can see he probably just did some work to it. So I would call that clapped out. I guess that's what y'all would say is a clapped out Civic. You know what I mean?
Okay. I've been trying to look for that definition for a while now.
Yo, because it was disgusting. Had a dude in there with a sombrero on. I know y'all think I'm making this up. I know y'all think I'm making this up. I swear to God.
He's over the top. This is what I be talking about. So he's over the top.
He had a sombrero.
He had a sombrero. Probably had a donkey in the back too. Something crazy in the seat.
He had a sombrero.
Yeah.
And he had his homeboy in the passenger seat. He's leaning halfway out the car like Ace Ventura, like this. I'm over the top. And I'm looking like he said, hey, brother.
Yeah.
Mind you, I can hear him over his car.
Damn.
He said, oh, your car not fast enough. It's my car too fast. I said, yo, is this guy like?
Don't tell me you served him. Don't tell you what you stooped that low. Don't
Son,
tell me, son.
I get down. I gave him do it to the third. Shout to my guy, Big Ant. You already know what it is. I get down. I'm about to go for it. You know, I went for it, and then I was like, yo, I was like, yo, kid, what are you doing? Why are you racing this? Like, yo, that's like Jordan playing against a young high school nobody and then tears ACL in the middle of it. Like, how do you like, damn, son? Yo, clapped dirty, son. And then
4-door or 2-door?
4-door.
Man.
It was like a 4-door.
EK
No, not EK body. Yeah. EK. So I bounced a little bit and then I stopped. I'm like, what am I doing? And then he comes again. Mind you, the joint was turbo.
Oh,
it was turbo. Yeah, it was turbo. It was making power.
You joking? I swear this story keep getting better and better.
But I ended up like, it was a little bit of traffic in and out. I'm done. Once or two, I'm done. He's like, yo, come on, what you do? I'm like, is this for bread?
Damn.
I was like, keep it moving. Like, keep going. Like, all right. And that's what I don't like about it.
Yeah.
Y'all get that at least 2 to 3 times a day.
I mean, I could imagine though, son. I could imagine.
Shout to Zoom for Zoom. He said, teach him a lesson. If a mom in a minivan act up, she getting the smoke.
See, I ain't going front. Zoom for Zoom kind of got a point. Like sometimes I be getting beside myself, but I just can't help it. So it was like last week on the way here, right? I didn't talk about it. So you had this mom in like a Telluride Kia, son, right?
I'm done.
Listen, nah, son. Oh my, this is when I was on. I'm a fool. This is when I was on a bike.
Okay.
So don't get me wrong, son. She cutting up traffic crazy in that joint, though, son. I'm like, what's she doing? I'm talking about she getting busy. So mind you, if I'm doing,
she hit you with the dip.
Yo, son, I'm doing like 90, right? Son, she doing like 85, bro.
Yo,
so listen to me, yo. She doing like 85. So I said, you know what, son? All right, man. Let me get away from her. She's wild. Yo, son, I let go in the joint, son. Next thing you know, I just look at my mirrors. Yo, why she back there cutting up still, son? I was like, yeah, I'm out of here. This is too much. So Zoom for Zoom got a point. Anybody could get it, depending on the time of day. I'm sorry.
They could get to work.
I be on the same time most of the time. I ain't going front.
I can't front after driving and going, and then as so many other people. You know what I mean? Everything. And you know how it is. I remember when I used to drive my CRX, it was like that. When I ride my bike, it's like that.
And when I definitely jump on a Cowie, it's all the time.
And it's like
all the freaking time.
Is it that we looking for a challenge or we really just trying to see somebody act up? I don't know. Son. It's interesting, man.
I don't know.
Shout to Reeves. He said I go through it all the time. I just keep it pushing. Not worth it. Shout to Zoom for Zoom. He laughing because it's a fact. Yo,
it's crazy.
Sometimes, and let me tell you, and not for nothing, Reeves got a car. You gotta be careful. Like, he'll kill you from light to light. I can only imagine if he on the highway, he gassed it was gonna happen. That's why I'm like, I could understand that. You feel what I'm saying? So I gotta say, man, that's probably the one part. The potholes are stupid. And the car got 20s. You know, it comes stock with the 20-inch Type R wheels. I'm so ready to put 15-inch tires on it, yo, because of the freaking potholes and the wheels. I'm gonna tell you, man, it's
monster truck style wheels.
Shout to AJ Fastcat. He said, for real. Shout to him. Shout for tuning in. We appreciate you.
100%.
SP, he said, not for nothing. Watch out for the soccer moms in Long Island. They do you dirty for their kids in the streets. That is a fact. Soccer moms, kid, they be doing that sideways motion where they be trying to white line. You gotta be careful. But it's just one. And if y'all have a story like that, drop it in the comments, man.
So even when we was on our way to Canada, son, them soccer moms was getting down on the minivans. You remember that?
Yeah, 95. And not for nothing, they holding on to the gear shift behind this like this, behind the steering wheel. I say. They wasn't BSing, kid.
Nah, they wasn't, son. They wasn't. That was definitely crazy, too.
Yo, we got one heck of a show for y'all lined up today. We gonna jump right in.
Let's go.
So, with that being said, I ain't got no shout-outs.
No, I'm good.
You ain't got no shout-outs.
I'm good.
Here we go. Oh. Now,
Let's go.
if you was tuned in last week was very interesting.
It was.
We had a very interesting show last week. Give him some of the recap. What we have for him?
All right, so I got a little recap here for y'all, man. Hope y'all enjoy this right here. One I found particularly interesting is that an EV, like somebody did a swap for an EV battery, ended up dropping out on the streets of China.
That was hilarious. That is hilarious. And the car immediately shut off.
Immediately, son. Like it was just a battery laying in the middle of the road. Like that was ridiculous. I thought that was pretty crazy.
Rambo.
Yeah, something else that was crazy too about last week was that the lawyers questioned the legality. Am I saying that right?
Legality.
You know what I'm saying? Mercedes self-driving system.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
So how they?
Because they trying to say pretty much it's self-driving. If something happened, you did it.
Damn,
that's hilarious.
So with that right there, right, that means it's gonna go into like a whole big thing because that means the insurance got to rewrite their policies.
Oh boy,
right? Mm-hmm. It's gonna get pretty crazy out there.
Yes.
So I thought that was pretty interesting right there, right? Something else that was crazy about last week is that
we had a lot of crazy stories on the phone callers last week.
Damn, son,
shout to Des.
Yeah, the nose hunter.
The nose hunter. They was not feeling that.
Yeah.
They was like they just yanking them off, kid. Yo, Des was wild and he called up like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I want to shout out to Hyundai. It was like this. No.
But we can't hold it though. Hyundai's out there a little bit though.
I just want you to pay attention to the understeer today. You gonna like it today. But continue on.
I'm saying, man, I think it's pretty interesting. Like, I don't know, man. Honda be doing anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What else you got for
me? Another good one, man. Oh yeah, EVs are you can't really afford them. Transition to EVs is hard to do when you can't afford them, son. Like that was something else we talked about because it's like they pushing them on you,
right?
And what is the minimum average cost for one of them joints, son?
66,000.
Come on, son.
Hope you rich. Shout to
He said, "Hope you rich."
Shout to Zoom for Zoom. He said, "I'm never doing self-driving." How many times GPS tried to take me into Jamaica Bay on the that's hilarious, but true.
Yo, remember a couple shows ago, we talked about that driver in a minivan or something. And GPS land him in the water. Yo, son.
Right into the Atlantic Ocean. Like
what are you doing?
Said GPS calculating. Shout to my guy Dave. That is a fact. What else you got for him?
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, you can't really afford these EVs.
Nah, you can't, man. And that's the crazy. They pushing you on them. The dealerships was flooding up with them. And it's tough for that one, man. Like, how you really gonna,
can't do nothing about it.
How you expect people to really do that?
Nah, you can't do nothing about it, kid. You know how I go.
I don't know. So
you know how I go.
They need to, quit that. Another crazy one about last week is Honda and Acura has a pretty wicked brake recalls, huh?
Yeah, we didn't even really get a chance to get into it.
No, we didn't, but the people need to know a little bit, though, man. They got a crazy little recall on that, though, son. Like, how they got a brake recall?
A brake recall. Whoa.
So if you got a CRV, it's definitely a CRV's up there.
That is, of course. It is, though, but we didn't really get a chance to get into it, but give it to them a little bit. What they got? What we got for them?
So if you so happen to have a Honda CRV, a Pilot,
right?
They recalling 124,000 of these vehicles. Oof. That's a bunch, B.
That's a lot.
I'm talking about Ridgeline passports from 2021 to 2023. So if you got any of those in that range, y'all, you might want to check them out.
And what was the problem? They said it was a
So Honda saying the brake master cylinder may be the culprit here. So.
What? Just the brake master cylinder?
The brake master cylinder, son.
Wow.
I'm a little shocked at Honda at this point, son.
Nah.
You know what the problem is?
They
pouring all their resources in these EVs, B.
That's a fact.
Think about it, son.
And the Type R. I love it. It's Type R.
Hold on, did they even rectify that seat issue with those things or
no?
Dang.
Oh, you talking about the other one, FL5?
Yeah, the FL5.
I haven't heard anything about it. As a matter of fact, those FL5 Type R's are no longer they on
in
hold.
Production, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Woo-wee.
That's what I mean, man.
The FK8 price just went up. Yesterday's price is not today's price. That's a fact. All right. With that being said, man, that's it for the recap.
Yeah, that's it for the recap, man. Hope you enjoyed that one. I found that pretty interesting right there.
Let's go. If that's the end of the recap, we're gonna jump right into the show. We got a good one for y'all. Here we go.
Weekly specs. Auto news for all the listeners. Only on Rally Radio.
All right. Y'all know how we get down, man. Y'all know we turn the music off. That's when we get serious, man. It looks like these EV cars are piling up in the dealerships because nobody wants them.
Damn.
Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. I believe that anybody who really bought an EV, they bought it off the hype. They had no idea what they was getting themselves into.
Yeah,
it's
for
not,
sure.
It's not like when you go buy a car, you get, okay, yo, look, it comes with this engine. Oh, it comes with this size brakes, or you know, look good in this color. No, they're sheerly buying it because of what they think the car is going to be. So
I don't even think they're doing off what they think it could be. I think it's just as what you said. They just buying off the hype. Oh man, it's all electric.
Right.
All right, I'm in. That's it.
Right, I'm with it, and it's funny. It's crazy when somebody that's full EV show up to a car show. Like I'll be really looking at you like, yo, you're like a fish out of water, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Yo, I remember you went to that. I forgot you went to one of those car meets, man, and you showed me some pictures. Oh, it was a video.
The Daikaku joint, the Daikaku. Oh, is that how they say it? The Daikaku joint, Japanese joint.
Yeah, and I seen a Tesla over there in the corner.
Son.
Lowered,
and he had nothing to talk about. We was like this, yo, so what's up with he was like, yeah, you know, bro, I lowered the car and that's it. That's all he had, son. And that's why I say at the end of the day,
son, lowered the microwave. That's crazy.
I said, I'm like, yo, he's in the wrong place. He need to be at Best Buy at a refrigerator meet.
At a refrigerator convention.
At a refrigerator convention, because this is definitely not it for you. But we're going to get into it a little bit, man. So it looks like the inventory problem is the Ford Mustang Mach-E piling up on dealer lots or in transit. And a sign that Ford EV ambitions are still outpacing demand, the company's sales numbers, amount of EV supply, and dealer sentiment all indicate Ford is sitting on more EVs than it can sell. Ford's bullish on EVs, ramping up production and investing billions of dollars, but the automaker is having a hard time moving the Mach-E and Lightning's inventory. Ford dealers are selling fewer Ford EVs than they were this time last year. This is crazy. Ford dealers are able to sell 86.4% of their Mach-E inventory within 30 days in the second quarter of 2022. But that figure, known as the turn rate, dropped to 27.7% in the same period of 2023, even as the automaker has over twice as much inventory on the market, according to data from analytics firm Cloud Theory. What's your thoughts on that? So within a year, almost 60%, they haven't sold.
I think what it was, like, again, man, I think that 84% whatever was like a fluff, because people just probably was hype, like, oh man, it's your photo Mustang, right? They probably realized, like, yo, hold on, fam.
Yeah, this guy's voice is hilarious. He said, oh, yes, Mustang. Yo, that is hilarious.
I'm telling you, like, it's like you said, man, they excited about it or what have you, and then they go on and grab it. And then they start bringing around people that they know, and they just probably looking at them like, you really bought that?
I'm telling you.
And they probably understanding, like, yo, this thing is, again, something else you said, this is not what you thought it was, like, at all. Like, how cool would it have been if this Mach-E had like a V8 in it? Oh, people copping.
It's still an SUV though.
Yeah, but people copping though. People were more likely to cop that and go crazy.
It would have rivaled the Durango.
But this is what I mean though.
It would have definitely rivaled.
Look, people went crazy.
Hellcat.
People was copping those.
Yes.
This is what I'm saying. So I just think what happens is, again, man, people just really realizing, like, these ain't it, man. These is just not it.
They're not it, bro.
They dropped the ball on that one. So
they dropped the ball.
100%.
They dropped the ball all the way.
I think the best thing they could do is probably recycle them. You know what I'm saying? The ones that's sitting on the floor that's just collecting wild, electricity dust.
Recycle
them, Drew.
Well,
what do you think about that?
All right. So here's my thing, right? And I'm gonna be straight up honest when it comes to these EVs. And we're not even gonna just say EVs. For right now, I'm just gonna talk about the Ford Mustang Mach-E.
Don't lose your train of thought. Something else that's also crazy about this, like the amount of money that they pour into these things, it's crazy, son. So they spent $50 million on a new program for it. Are you kidding me?
That's hilarious.
And this is why they losing. Even though they trying to figure something out and still be able to produce their V8s, but they still losing because of these EVs, son.
That's a fact.
And they're gonna soon realize it.
That's a fact. Shout to Big N. He said that Mustang Mach-E even had a V8, still be Fogle.
No, it would be. I ain't taking that from him, but I'm like, people will be more likely to go jump on that than
Definitely a lipstick on a pig on that one. They tried. It's like look like they fed a Mustang till it got fat. But here's my real issue.
They put heels on it.
Here's my real issue with the Mustang Mach-E, right? And here's my problem with a lot of these EVs that are going to be forthcoming soon.
Mm.
The fact that they could not create it on its own platform and they made it from a legend is truly what bothers me, because it's like they're stealing heritage. Dodge is doing the same thing.
It's like they stealing glory or something like that.
Right. They trying to take the glory and just because it has the name, the Dodge Hornet.
See, with that being said, right, again, those train of thought. They hoping people don't realize that, like, oh man, it's a Mustang Mach-E. It's gonna be crazy, not knowing that there's some actual true, thorough Mustang people out there. So the community behind it, like this. Hold on, fam, what you doing?
Right. And that's why I say at the end of the day, that's what really bothers me about them. Shout to Zoom for Zoom. He said, funny thing, my boy called me yesterday and told me a Mach-E GT ran down on him in his Stinger GT and gave him a run for his money. I tell you this, if a Mustang Mach-E runs down on me, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna just park it up and I'm gonna set it on fire, kid. Or I'm going to get massive amounts of work, son. Because that is disrespect. Son. I might have we'd have had to crash. Boom! I'd have crashed on the side of his car. That's it. But
oh, man,
I will say, however, right, they're taken from the legends, and I think that's what bothers me the most about it. The fact that they knew they couldn't raise this thing on their own platform. And that's really where Tesla has them beat, that they don't understand. Tesla has them beat because they raised these EVs on their own platform. When you tell me, yo, guess what I got outside? I got a Mustang GT. You like, okay, you go outside, you see that. What's that?
It's a Mustang GT. You talking about?
That's an EV car. Like it's I'm telling you, this is where he has them beat. On top of the fact, right, that they still haven't figured out the charge issue, right? Yeah, if you lease them, you can't keep them.
Yeah,
that's 100%. Another thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you lease these EVs, you cannot keep them.
I think that's really interesting because I think it's a little different with the Tesla. Like if you lease it, you can keep it. But then you turn around, you got to pay brick for that battery when it go out. So maybe Ford trying to save you a little bit with that.
No, what they're trying to do is recycle.
Damn.
If I could get you to pay 20, 30,000 every 4 years, then I did it. And that's really what when you leasing, that's what it comes down to. You leasing a car, you bring it back, they give you another one. What did they do with the old car? They open it up, take the battery out, put another battery in, boop, put it right back on sale. And now they make it. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, that makes sense.
And that's what the same thing they're doing with cell phones. They're trying to do that with autos, and it's like it's ridiculous. So that is my real problem with that. Two is that there is, to me, they tried to push it off on the performance guys.
You know, another thing, I feel like what you said, right? They wasn't trying to bring it, from the ground up on its own. I feel like they didn't care to do that. I feel like they's being lazy. Like, who cares? And I also felt like they truly didn't believe in it. That's another reason why they put it with the Mustang.
Listen, you heard what's the name? The furniture salesman.
Damn.
The CEO.
Yeah.
He said that they had a closed door skull digging session. Pause.
Oh, yeah. A skull digging session.
A skullduggery.
Yo, that was
they had a skullduggery about it. But he said it was like a knockdown drag out in there when he had to just and a lot of people didn't agree with it, but he did.
Yeah, 100%.
So this is his baby. You better make it work. Maybe that's why they getting in the why they getting in the F1 now.
Yeah, to the racing now, but
they gotta make it look good.
I don't know, man. I think the Ford Mach-E, like they should have definitely tried something completely different than that.
Well,
like that was completely. I think it was not for nothing. Again, remember, people was copping a little bit until they realized, like, yo, this is just not it.
Right, and now they don't want them. And you know what? Think about it. Where do they exist in the car landscape? You can't come through a one and think you got a performance joint. You can't. Don't do that. So you're not accepted amongst the Mustang community. That is hilarious.
Why not? It's a Mustang.
That's not a Mustang. That's a Ford Jackass. Ford Jackass GT.
Yo, he's out of control. So jackass GT.
That ain't no Mustang.
Oh man, son.
But that's why it's like they're not accepted amongst them.
Hold on, remember when a guy who bought it, right? We talked about this on earlier shows, I should say. He took to the drag strip. He was unsatisfied with it. Remember that?
Yeah, he was like, because where's the toughness? What do you do? Just get in there and hit? Is that a gas pedal, by the way? So what do we call that?
It's actually the accelerator now.
It's the accelerator.
That's it.
It's hilarious, bro. He gets in there and taps on the accelerator and it does something. It's like, I'm not impressed.
I don't know how you could be. I really don't know how, son.
I'm not impressed, son. So shout to whoever bought one.
Dang.
Hopefully you could recoup your money. But ultimately, it's a sign that a lot of people are just not buying into this EV thing.
Nah, man, not now. Not now, at least. And honestly, I don't ever think it's really gonna be so popular to the point where people are going, even crazy about it, because not for nothing, again, we're not ready for it as a whole.
No.
So it's like,
so then they try to force you. So because you don't like it, no, we're gonna force you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now we're gonna stop. Oh no, you can't sell tuning parts on eBay. That's one. No, we're finding EV companies hiding behind the EPA. That's two.
Yep.
Now you know what? We're gonna come with CARB, and CARB is saying that we're gonna stop selling gas-powered vehicles by 2035. That's three. Now, in order to get an inspection, you're gonna make it much harder for them to sell them. That's 4. 5, the credits that these companies got to pay in order to sell gas cars, which is why a lot of these gas cars are going away.
100%.
Which is why Tesla is actually rich, like you pointed out.
100%.
You feel what I'm saying? So all of these things adding up to the fact that they're trying to pinhole you into buying one. They're doing everything short of coming to your house and saying, this car is illegal, I'm taking it. And if you think that they won't get to that, if you think that they won't get to that, they will.
You're right, though, man. Not for nothing. It's for sure one-sided.
It's one-sided.
And you know what's so crazy? The auto deals actually got lobbyists, but they're not strong enough. They're not strong enough to really sit there and fight the way they need to. So that's why some manufacturers just like this. You know what, y'all, forget about it. We just want to develop these EVs. So not even have a separate line.
That's a fact.
They just rolling over because they're not strong enough, son. And what's like you said, every corner they covering.
And what's sad to me is that it's not that they're not strong enough. At the end of the day, some of the people that's in there making the decisions really just is not. They're like, nah, these EV companies are really helping us, or they giving them bread. Look at Tesla. Like that's why this dude hasn't ended up in jail yet. Because every time they turn around and they catch him with something, I tell you what, I'll give you my supercharged system. You're not stupid. Telling you, man, it's very interesting to say.
It is. 100%.
Shout out to SP. He said it's a Ford vacuum, which I find hilarious, though. By the way, too, right? And another thing that they pointed out inside this article that I thought was interesting. Ford's targeting EV production is 600,000 vehicles a year, and like you said, it put $50 billion into the new program to lose at least $3 billion in the process.
Son,
they're not going to turn a profit, and if they don't sell these cars. This not spell the end of Ford, but they definitely they got to be careful at this point.
You got to think about it though. Like a lot of manufacturers, if they really don't get right with it though, the writing's on the wall for them though, for real. Like it can easily go left.
Fact.
600,000 a year.
Fact.
Come on, son.
Shout to Reeves. He is. Oh man. He taking a shot. He said Fords that are less than 25 years old that are lightly modified are having issues passing inspection. and not for nothing. It's funny that he say that though, right? Because remember, after inside of 25 years, but over 25 is when you just get your inspection sticker. Right, you get the safety inspection. So I don't know if that's a shot. Actually, he could be just actually telling the truth because at the end of the day. He's right. If you're lightly modified and you go get an inspection sticker, they like, nah. So it's interesting. It's interesting, man.
It's crazy though, son. Do you see how much money they pouring into that program though? That's ridiculous, huh?
$50 billion.
50? Who they gonna sell these to?
I don't know. But I tell you what, if they'd have dumped $50 billion into a nasty GT car that they could have sold, it would have been sold out.
And they know that. They know.
I think that's the real kicker. It would have been sold out. Sold out.
It's like with this whole EV thing again. They just throwing it in your face, man. Here, take it.
Pause.
Damn, that's crazy, right?
Yowzers. Here, take it. Hey, yo. Woohoo!
Yo, that was a little flagrant. Yo, my bad. Yo. That was wild.
He said, here, take it.
Holy shit.
That was
that was
stinky.
very much. Yeah. That was
In the
wild.
meantime, talking about taking.
Damn.
It says NYC man allegedly learns that towing someone else's cars and selling them for scrap is illegal. This is interesting.
So that don't even make sense, huh?
Franklin Payne was arrested by the NYPD on July 10th. Authorities say Payne turned the Chevy Silverado into a tow truck so he could steal vehicles by towing them away. His grift was specific in that he was allegedly grabbing vehicles from East New York, Queens, and Brooklyn, and he only seemed to target older Hondas, Nissan, Volkswagens, Fords, and Kias. There was a reason for this. Apparently, he was the architect of his own undoing. It says here he was always made sure that the cars and SUVs he nabbed were more than 8 years old, so he wouldn't have to provide the Long Island junkyard he told them to the vehicle's title when selling it for scrap. Apparently, though, he was the architect of his own undoing. In an attempt to appear legitimate, he created a paper trail by filing paperwork with the DMV that these junk cars were owned by him. From there, it was just a matter of time before the NYPD ran down a rat hole on him. Wow, that is crazy. Shout to Reeves. He said, not taking shots at all my brother's cars that are modded and now have issues with past inspection. He's hitting the tuner left and right trying to figure out how to pass. That is, he's talking about the
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact. A lot of them, trying to, and they getting rid of those devices that you can use. Like if you had the Cobb tuning, and that's it. If you did that last update, you SOL.
Yeah,
because now they wasn't letting them do all of that. They find Cobb tuning. A lot of companies they was finding.
Absolutely,
so it's crazy.
I actually haven't even seen nothing on Cobb in a while.
What about the RPM? The RPM Act. Where they want to get rid of grassroots racing.
Yeah,
we haven't heard anything else about that. And you know why? Because they realize if they do that now, you're losing. They realize they want to get back in. See what I mean about politics? It's crazy.
Nah, it's interesting, son. They always think or play to their benefit. Like, we can't act crazy just yet. We gotta slow it down. Still working on the side though. They always working on it.
What about the exhaust tickets? We have not heard nothing. I haven't even heard a case of somebody getting an exhaust ticket.
No.
You know why? Because Eric Adams already knows that he is on the other side of the ish list right now.
Yeah.
He can't make another move. He really can't. These with the migrants and everything else he got going on, he do that to the car community now, he's finished.
He gonna wait though. Like if he lasts, he gonna do it. He gonna bring it back up.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're finding them for exhaust. Just wait.
Yeah, for sure.
Just wait. But getting into this truck driver, he was stealing people's cars that were over 8 years and further back, so he wouldn't have to have a title. But then he was creating a title, saying the car was his, and junking it for scrap prices. How much do you think a car is worth if you scrap it?
Real good question.
For him to be doing that, how much do you think that a car would be worth?
I mean, you have a complete car. You about to get rid of it. I want to say, could be completely wrong. Somebody in the comments let me know. I want to say at least, I don't know, maybe 2,000.
Wow. They said over maybe 2,000.
Yeah.
I think about that. They said he stole over a dozen vehicles between February and May alone.
His real big issue was when he was going back to the DMV. Then now these people were reporting their vehicles stolen. Like, what are you doing? That's like
made no sense. So
he inherently told on himself.
And you know what that means when you're telling yourself here. We don't never get you for what you're doing. It's how you get caught doing it. And that is what makes you.
It's the understeer.
What up?
Where we like to ask, what the hell were you thinking?
So I love to understand, son. I love it, son. It's crazy.
That is hilarious. Shout to Zoom for Zoom. He said a scrap car is worth like $500. Reap said like $600-700 per. So okay, now it's making sense. So let's say we go on the higher end. Zoom said 500, Reap said 700, right?
For a full car?
For a full car, $700, but an 8-year-old car. So you figure
That's what I'm saying. It's a little newer though.
So he made about almost 10 bands. He even like from March to February. I mean, from February to May. Who knows how long he been doing it?
Yeah, that's true.
Shout to Reeves. He said, I'm in the toll life. That's a fact. He is. That he is.
Mm-hmm.
The dude name, they gave us the dude name was what we say his name was? Payne.
Asshole. I don't know.
His name was Franklin Payne.
Yeah,
That's crazy. He was
a
out
lot
here
of pain now.
He said, asshole. He said he in a lot of pain now. Oh boy, he going to see Big Bubba.
Yeah.
You gonna comb my chest hair Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and your friend gonna comb it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it better not hurt. Stay out the pins.
Nah, kid. Let it go.
I'm
That's
good.
a fact. Let
I'm
it go.
good. He said, yo, son, hold on to this rabbit here. Why? Cause you mine. Damn, I'm good, son. I'm good. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I don't need no problems. But you know what? He taught you something else though. All of them trucks you be seeing hooked to the Silverados, and you're not even having a tow package on them and all that. Be careful. Be careful. Those be the ones that you be seeing cruising around car accidents.
Yeah.
They be like, yo, you need me to tow? Nah, leave my car alone. Because you'll never see it again.
Nah, it's going after that.
They'll pick it up. Yo, you got to give me $5,000 to get it back. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. That's what I'm saying, man. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. It looks like Lamborghini has sold their last gasoline-only power car. That is interesting.
Damn, son.
So,
look like a hurricane too.
ooh, all the last gas-powered only, meaning not if they're coming out with hybrid cars now, not just only gas-powered. Those who waited for this long to plunk down the deposit on a Lamborghini with a full combustion motor have waited too long. For 6 decades, the Italian brand, founded in 1963 to compete with Ferrari, delivered V8s, V10s, and V12 gasoline-powered engines to its
There's no
aficionados.
competition.
Right. But as of now, it's official. The order books have closed on Lamborghini's Huracan and Urus models. The head of Volkswagen's subsidiary informed the German newspaper Welt this week that all internal combustion engine models are now sold out until the end of their production cycle. Wow.
Man.
You see what happens when you say that's it? Dudes probably had this. Well, I'm not gonna say all of them. They probably was rich.
Yeah.
But they went out there and bought them Lamborghinis. And just think about this. It increased with value. It appreciate with value.
Mm-hmm.
Guns and butter.
I knew it. Let's go.
Guns and butter. The artwork.
Yeah.
Stuff that appreciate with value.
That's it.
That Lamborghini just appreciated. Telling you, if you bought a Huracan right before,
Yeah.
there is somebody out there 20 years from now is going to want and will pay triple to quadruple what that car is worth because it is only gas powered.
I wouldn't even say 20, son.
That's crazy.
I say less than that. Far less than 20.
That's crazy.
You know, just imagine you got a manual Gallardo out
Woof.
there. Son.
Oof. Yo. Imagine you got a manual Countach with the guided shift.
Nah, son, forget about it.
It's worth every penny
Son.
now.
Yeah, literally.
Appreciate with value.
Yeah.
Telling you, son. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention.
So this means though, right? Let me get this right. Like they not producing no more?
No, they're not
Gas
making
engines?
anymore.
Damn.
He shout to Zoom so he said, hit him with the Ving Ray. Appreciate with value.
Damn.
Guns and butter. The stocks, the bonds, the artwork.
Real estate.
Now you can add the Lamborghini. You can add that in there.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
If you got a Lamborghini right now, you came up.
100%, son.
Shout to Wallow. I don't know if you follow Wallow. You know what Wallow is? So you got Gilly and Wallow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They do the $3 million worth of game podcast.
Okay.
Shout to them. You know, Gilly was a rapper. Wallow did 20 years in the joint and got out. And I want to say he's been out about 3-4 years, maybe 5. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Wallow went and bought a Lamborghini Huracan with an STO model.
Damn.
With the hood scoop.
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God. With the rally hood scoop.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yo, cherry red. Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
And let me tell you, son, appreciate with value. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I remember looking at it. He was like, "Which one should I take?" I'm like, "It's the red one. Take the red." And he did. I commented, "Take the red one." He
Damn.
took it. Shout to Wallow. That car has officially appreciated with value.
100%.
So keep that in mind, man. Listen, we all know the V12s, they're finished. The V10s, they're finished.
Yeah, son.
And you know, we gotta have a moment of silence for those because miss them joints, God. Well, you know how it goes, man. The V12, a marvel, a complete marvel of automotive history. A complete marvel.
Yeah, the fact that they was able to be sold to the public is crazy.
That's a fact.
And you know another thing, right? It's like it don't benefit them. Like how they in the chokehold right now.
Yes.
It don't benefit them to sell them, to keep making them, bro. It's not a benefit.
It's not. And Lamborghini knows that. But if you think that they not making none underground, see, this is
they making them for their special guests.
That's a fact.
They making them, son.
And keep in mind, son, whenever the law shuts something down, it's worth twice as much on the black market.
Yeah.
So I would, if I'm Lamborghini, I'll be making Lamborghinis, pushing them out the door with no VIN number.
It's a fact.
Yeah. No sales papers.
Nothing.
No title. You're gonna race it, right?
So what is it? Sure.
You got millions. Stamp it yourself. Yo,
matter of fact, we'll sell you the stamp.
That's a fact. We'll sell you the stamp and we'll give it to from a 1996
factory, right?
Diablo. Damn, son.
You're right though, son. I think on the low, they're gonna still be producing them, son.
Yeah, man. And they're gonna say, "Oh, we hit it for 20 years."
Son.
You liar. Made it last week.
Damn, you got a point, son. You got a point.
It's what it is. And that's why I say at the end of the day, you got to keep that in mind, man.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing we want to talk about, it looks like Camaro sales are through the roof.
Damn, son. And Camaros be.
With Camaros coming to an end, we talked about this earlier. Camaros are now coming to an end. It looks like it's going to be a retirement party for them. Now it looks like the Camaro sales are through the roof. The last Camaro that they're going to be coming out with collector's edition will be the Panther Black Metallic Tin Coat model. Well, that's just the paint. Yeah, that's just the paint code.
Mm-hmm.
Because actually they was giving props to the past because apparently the Chevy Camaro, that was originally the code name for it.
Yeah, that was supposed to be his name. Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Very interesting to say the least. What's your thoughts on that, man?
I think it's not for nothing, man. Again, I guess it don't really benefit them to keep making it, right? So that then again, that does make sense because they're like, you know, we're gonna keep producing a vet because, like you said, it's their flagship,
right?
And they like, yo, no, if we're gonna have, but then again, they got a bunch of other V8s out there
that they're working on.
Nah, but they're getting ready to stop those too.
No, remember, GM just spent a whole bunch of money, trying to get their V8s popping.
Damn,
remember they built a new one.
Yeah,
so it's not that the V8 is done. It just it's those credits.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They got to start reining them in.
Yeah, 100%.
It's them credits, that they got to give Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't sell a certain amount of electric cars. So thanks to your government once again.
Yeah, 100%. So I think the Camaro is definitely, I think they should have rethought this though. Maybe, put the vet out for pasture. I don't know.
I believe I definitely, hey, listen.
I think they should have.
Hot take. Continue on. What you about to say?
I think they should have I think they definitely should have did the vet. Reason being because when they went with this C8, I don't know, son. I'm still back and forth with those things. Like, are they hot? Are they not? I don't know.
Body wise, they hot. Engine wise, the Z06.
I don't even think body. First off, have you even seen the new what the hell is this thing? Blazer, like Chevy Trailblazer.
Oh,
have you seen one?
Yeah.
They got the same. They tail lights is nearly identical, huh? Come on,
tail lights to the SUV. Son.
Come on, son. I feel like they should have definitely gave the vet a break. The vet never had a break yet, son.
I will say this, however,
they need a break, bro.
I will say this, however, watching the Camaro go is just another car that's affordable to us as far as a performance car.
Here we go.
And I think that's really where we need to pay attention to what's going on. I think that the vet is one of those kind of cars. Shout to Reap. He said, what? Shut the music, mute the mic.
Nah, Reeps is bugging.
I will say this: the Camaro was a car that we could afford, just like the Dodge Hellcat. Just a lot of these cars, the Mustang.
Yeah.
These are the cars that we could afford. We can't afford a supercar. We can't afford a Lamborghini, a Ferrari,
Yeah.
a Porsche if I retire and sell my house and don't have nowhere to live. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why, and that's what I feel like they're getting rid of. They're not getting rid of the high-end supercar because there's too much money around it.
Absolutely. 100%.
They're getting rid of the
100%.
poor man's cars that we could get our hands on. They're disappearing. And I think that's where we need to be paying the most attention. Paying the most attention. Because think about it. Think about it.
Yeah.
If you had $60,000 next year, what performance car would you go get?
Damn.
What would you go get?
New.
60 grand. What would you be? You'd be either forced to get something that's auto.
Yeah, 100%.
Or you got to go JDM.
Yeah.
And that's the top of your price range right there. You can't go Euro.
Right. You're 100%.
Nah, it's a fact. You can't go Euro because
you're right.
You can't because it's expensive.
You're right.
So if with 60,000, American muscle cars was about as close as we could get.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're gone. Damn. After this year, they're gonna be gone.
V8s, Camaros, I said something.
Camaros, Hellcats.
Yeah.
The last thing left is the Mustang, and they not letting you tune it.
Damn.
You see how they pinning us in the corner now?
Yeah, for a fact. That makes sense.
They pitting and they're gonna use this and pit us against each other. And this is why I say I can't stand EVs. Because you're forcing me to get one. If I said, you know what? Well, yeah, I get one to get around from point A to point B and still have my muscle car, you won't allow it. Well, you can't have that.
It's either EV or nothing, huh? So it seemed like.
You forcing people. But you don't force them to do other things like follow the law.
Of course not. Why would they do that? Ain't no money in that.
It's ridiculous, man. Shout to Reeves. He said, I'm messing around. I don't like the last vet either. Now to keep it a buck. I seen one. I drove one. The only thing I could say is that it's not manual. That's really the only kicker on it to me. Is that it's not manual. You don't see when you take away people's options and then wonder why they don't want it.
Yeah.
What has made the Corvette the driver's car that it is now?
Damn.
Or that it was up until this point?
I guess what's going for, is that whole mid-engine or rear engine?
It's mid-engine.
Guess it got that mid-engine thing going for it.
No, I'm not talking about this car. I'm talking about in general.
Oh, okay.
The best thing that was going for the vet was that at the end of the day, yeah, you're gonna have your little pretty little Barbie chicks thing on. Oh, I got a pink drop top vet, little red joint. Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I could go get that vet manual.
That is true, son. That
Z06. You feel what I'm saying? You could go
Green
get
Sport
ZR1.
Yeah.
You could go get those.
Fire. Yeah.
Now, why should I?
Damn. And not for none, this one is pretty expensive too, though.
It is very expensive. Shout to Reeves. He said, this is why I buy cars 25 years or older.
Nah,
yes,
100%, son.
I do what I want and they can't do me. Resto mods for the win. That's what I'm talking about.
Nah, he's on it with that one.
He's 100% right.
For sure.
And this is why I feel like a lot of cars are going to have swan songs quicker than we think. And with that being said, we're going to jump right into our next segment. You ready to jump in, kid?
Let's go.
You know what this is, y'all.
It's Tech Talk with Pop the Bearded One and S.I. Sean.
Y'all know how we get down, man. This is Tech Talk, and we're going to hit y'all with a couple things. Y'all know we normally talk about the autos here. We really into the autos now. This is a little bit of news, but y'all know we like to get into the tinkering of the cars. But this is very important. There's two things I want to talk about here that's very important. And one of them is going to be Toyota Supra may be getting a swan song. And you know, whenever we hit a swan song, that means that's it.
The factory.
It will reportedly use the M4 CSL's engine. Whoa.
We was talking about this one in our earlier shows too.
Yes, we were.
But it was never tied to a swan song type of model.
Look like it is now. It says that they don't want to give it up. The 5th generation Toyota Supra has nearly reached the end of its life cycle, according to a recent rumor, and it's allegedly going out with a bang. Japanese magazine Best Car learned that the coupe will spawn a 550 horsepower GRMN badged model before retiring. Without stating the sources, the publication reported that the final and most powerful evolution of the current generation Supra will make its debut by the end of 2023 and go on sale in the following year. It's too early to tell whether the model will only be available in select markets. it will only be sold, or if it will be sold globally. Regardless, the enthusiasts who get their hands on this one will be in for a treat. The Supra will reportedly come with a twin-turbo 3-liter straight-six engine shared with the limited edition BMW M4 CSL introduced in 2022. Part of the S58 family of engines, the 6 makes 543 horsepower and 479 foot-pounds of torque when bolted between the M4 CSL's fenders. Question is it going to be manual?
Chances are it's not, son. Because you got to remember, once they start climbing up there with the numbers like that, it ain't happening, son.
Shout to SB. He said, I'm building my WrestleMars now while I still can. Reaps for president.
Factory.
Shout to Fitzroy. Shout to Fitzroy Walker. What's poppin'? We appreciate you for tuning in. He said he saw a 95 Supra today. He probably saw that 95 Supra with a halo around it.
Probably, right?
Straight angel. Because now they're really rare.
Ask him, was it green? Was it green? And did it have work on it, or was it stock?
Oh, probably was stock. So, what's your thoughts on this first story?
Not for nothing though. The Supra, when it just came out, 2020, right?
I believe so.
And it's already getting wrapped up.
And
another thing is, remember, the Supra almost didn't even make it, son. They almost didn't even make it. So I'm not even surprised with this one.
Really?
I'm not surprised with it. Nah, man, remember, the whole Supra development got shut down. That's why they have no engine to put in it. It wasn't worth developing an engine for it.
Right.
Hell, it wasn't even worth getting a chassis for it.
Right.
So come on, son. Everything is borrowed.
And what's crazy is they felt like they needed to go with another company just to make it happen. And they've done that for a lot of their cars, but
not many.
No, well, these recent performance cars
exactly. So it's kind of like, if you ask me, like you said, but it's crazy though. They didn't do that with the Corolla though.
They knew better. They learned, because the first knock on that Supra is what? That it's not a Supra because it has a BMW motor, right?
Well, they had a chance to rectify that from the BRZ, which did good though. The FRS and all did good though.
Got to be careful though, because then again, Subaru is involved, and because Subaru is involved, it turns it into a different car that people actually they like to drive. But now we finding out that there's engine issues, and it's like, why would we be shocked? Like Marlon would say. Shout to Fitzroy. He said, "Yeah, that joint was green."
Oh man, let's go.
What's the word?
Yeah.
I will say this, however, right? They did learn their lesson once they got to the GR Corolla. They realized that people want Toyota. We want the whole thing.
Yeah.
We don't just want little tidbits and you took the no. We want a fully bred Toyota, and that is the difference between the GR Corolla, the GR86,
okay,
and the GR Supra. That's the difference. That is a true Toyota. The Yaris as well.
Yeah.
True Toyota. Engine built by Toyota. Transmission, everything built by Toyota.
You know, another thing that played the Supra though was when the MK4 debuted, son, it was way too much, and people still was frowning at it like, it's too crazy. Yeah. So now they probably did all that research. Like, yo, people was acting crazy about it before when it was brand new.
Yeah.
So why spend all the money? Why do all the research and development for?
Shout to Zoom for Zoom. He's right. He says shout to Nissan. And I'm gonna tell you,
who the people who can't get the paint right?
Whoa, hold up. But they did push Toyota to make the Supra manual. You gotta thank them, whether you like it or not.
No, you're right, 100%.
Because when they showed that 400Z was gonna be manual, they said, hold up. They had to go back to the drawing board.
But remember though, the whole thing with the Supra being auto, they wanted to see how many people was gonna make a hubbub about it,
and nobody really did.
No, people did. People was raving about it.
Yeah.
You don't get me wrong. You right though. The Z furthered it though. It did. Sure, 100%.
I will say this, however,
but they can't get their paint right though. The paint's not sticky. It doesn't like the sun.
Damn. I will say this.
The joint's on a milk carton right now.
Well, you know what? With you saying that, it's funny that you say
Where's the Z at?
The 2024 Nismo Z.
They can't even get the base model correct. They trying to jump to a Nismo now. Let's go.
The 2024 Nissan Z Nismo to make public debut at ZCon Festival in California. This should be interesting.
Yeah, probably gonna be in there primer.
Yo, you stupid.
Primer color.
I can't. The recently announced Nissan Z Nismo will publicly appear next month, likely for the first time at the 36th annual ZCCA Z Car Convention better known as Z-Con. Whether this will be prefaced by a full reveal, details included, is unknown. The event will take place at an Ontario convention center near Los Angeles, California, and attractions will include a judge car show, area drive, and a social night at the nearby brewery, among many things. The event runs from July 31st to August 5th, but the Z presentation is reportedly scheduled for the 1st. This may very well mark the first public appearance of the new Nissan Z variant on U.S. soil, but we suspect that an online reveal will take place before then. Now, to even talk about this a little bit, we already talked about how the speculations is that this won't be manual.
Man,
I don't buy that though.
you think it's gonna be manual?
I think they don't have a choice.
Hold on, wait. So this goes back to the Swan Song Supra though. You think that's gonna be manual? Because they kind of don't got a choice neither with that.
The difference is though, right?
Mm-hmm.
The difference is that this was made manual. They had, you know how much work Toyota had to go back and do research and development to run that manual transmission, which is why it was such a feat. And that's how you know that was because of Toyota.
Yeah.
The chairman.
Yeah.
He said no. Where's the manual? They had to do it.
I don't know. This Z is interesting though. Like a Nismo version,
you have to do it.
Sunday, but they already had Nismo versions with auto transmissions though.
Like what?
The 370 Nismo. You can get that at auto.
Let's reiterate a little bit. We're not talking about numbered Nismo. Like, oh, you know what? This is amount of no. Nismo is a package. So of course you can get the Nismo wheels, you can get the Nismo this, but at the end of the day, you should be able to Nismo out a manual. And if you can't, that's a loss.
I mean,
it's bad enough we haven't seen one on the street.
But this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, if they dealing with paint issues,
I can't, bro. This
is what I'm saying. Me neither. It's difficult. It's hard for me to say that. Like, they dealing with paint issues. You trying to tell me they're gonna produce a manual Nismo?
You want my honest opinion?
Like you said, I have not seen a peak of the regular one.
Honest opinion, they don't have a choice, bro.
How they don't got a choice?
If
no, they got a choice.
Don't put out a manual Nismo. That's it. So, in less positive news, a leaked order guide has revealed that the Nissan Z Nismo will only be available with a 9-speed automatic. So it's further down in the article.
This is what I'm saying. Y'all, come on. Listen, SI's on the ball, baby. I'm actually excited. Back it up. It's a sad day in the automotive world, son. When a full-blown Nismo, you can only get a 9-speed garbage can. Bro. That's listen, I know we got the auto quick shifter Guardians out there. Y'all like all that paddle stuff. That's fine. But I firmly believe there's certain cars, son, that should not have an auto on this.
Why would they do that?
I just told you why. They couldn't get the paint right. You think they're gonna sit there and do research and develop them on a manual?
But they have a manual.
Where is it?
They have a manual.
But you can still get that in the auto too. So I don't understand.
Shout out to Phil. He said you're not seeing them on the street because greedy Nissan dealers trying to get $80,000 for a base car. That's a fact.
Man, that's still not stopping people. That's not stopping people, son. Nah, it's not.
Listen. That's double what it costs.
Fam. That's not stopping people, son. People was paying top dollar for an A-spec Integra with a 6-speed in it. Come on.
I don't know.
People paying way over sticker for the FL5 Type R.
I will say this.
Come on, son.
After looking at the car, right? If this thing comes auto, they might as well forget it.
I think the Z is on his way out the door, though, to be honest with you.
I think it's done, too.
I think it's on his way out the door.
And here we go again. Another car that you could get, I could get. You don't got to be super duper rich to own. Tune, have fun, bites the dust. And why?
It's not worth them. It's not worth it no more. Because these auto manufacturers, like you said the other week on the show, is that the government got them in a chokehold. And how much it costs to develop these now and then, like you said, to pay another dealer. Come on,
and
son.
then on top of that, after doing all of that, the price is what the price is. Now I got to get through the dealers and those are just to get my hands on.
And then again, whatever they paying over there to produce these things, we gotta pay for that now.
Right.
So who's truly winning? The manufacturer ain't winning because they still got to spend crazy money.
Nope. Shout to Larry Chen.
Let's go, Larry Chen.
Have you watched any of his?
Yeah. You tell me about him. Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was over in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, boy. Just once.
Yeah.
Just once. I want to and we're gonna make that happen.
We got to.
Gotta go to Japan. Shout to Phil. He said, you say that, but I ain't seen Integras until they got cheaper, and I still ain't seen an FL5 Type R in a while yet. He's
on point. I never seen an FL5 neither.
Right.
I haven't, but I seen tons of A-Spec Integras though, and tons of regular ones.
Manual.
Remember the A-Spec only come. The A-Spec got the badge on the
I
side.
don't know, bro.
I've been seeing them, son.
I tell you what, I've seen Integras. I haven't seen A-Spec.
I done seen, I got a little journey back to the rib. I be seeing them on the highway. White ones, blue ones, black ones, people copping. And you know who I've seen predominantly in those vehicles?
Who?
Females. Rolling the gears.
With that being said,
rolling the gears in the A-Spec. So as far as the FL5 is concerned, maybe it's probably like one in the dealer far away or something like that. But that Z, I'm sad to say the Z is done. So
I will say a car that was done, but is now making a comeback. And not for nothing, this is the most interesting thing we're going to talk about today. The Aston Martin's 110th birthday present is a V12 monster with a manual. Oh,
come on, son.
And you know what? I got to take it back. Last week, I did say, and I'm gonna keep it.
You committed a little bit of treason too. I didn't want to say nothing.
I said let me reiterate this though. I don't know about top 5, but they top 10.
Son, hold on. How they not top 5? They was the last high end to quit the men, and then look, they coming back.
That's a fact.
I don't know, son. I think they earned their spot, B.
They earned their spot?
I think they earned it.
All right, so they earned it. I gotta listen to my co-host.
I don't know, son. Like, this is what more proof do you want?
If he says it, he meant it.
Bite his tongue for
no one.
Probably gonna be one of these produced, but hell.
Listen. So it looks like the Aston Martin Valor is going to be powered by a 5.2 liter twin turbo V12 engine that's putting out 715 horsepower. And then they're going to mate it to a manual transmission. Holy
this
crap.
is what I'm saying. Aston Martin, son. They playing by their own rules too before they out the door. They know that.
Yes.
They got to do it.
They said to help get all that power to the road, the Valor is equipped with a mechanical limited slip diff, as well as an electronic traction and stability control system.
Come on.
And when you need to come to a stop, the new car is fitted with carbon ceramic brakes in the form of 16-inch discs up front and 14-inch rotors at the rear. You can serve dinner on that. Holy crap.
And this is what I mean. Who said high horsepower cars can't have a clutch in this, son, with a shifter?
There's more to this car than outright performance.
He said it's more.
Aston has given the Valor a look that it says evokes the styling of the V8 Vantage from the 1970s and 80s.
Man.
Oh my goodness.
Come on,
As such, the Valor has more angular look than the new DB12, especially around the front end, which is dominated by the elongated grille. This is crazy.
Come on, son.
Shout to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. Shout 100%. To Phil. He said, I was looking at a Vantage AMR last night. If I had 155.
Come on, Phil. That's Dr. Phil over there. He know. He knows what I'm talking about.
Aston, shout to SP. Son. Said Aston Martin is going down fighting.
This is what I'm saying.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm actually very proud of them. Not for nothing. Like, they not. Aston got a way about them. You know, like they can produce the crazy cars, but they still gonna give you what you truly want, though.
And not only that,
McLaren ain't doing that.
Not only that, it still has a air of elegance.
That's another thing.
All right, we're gonna get in this nasty, beautiful, that crazy blue with the peanut butter guts in it, right? And then when I stomp on the gas, you hear twin turbos with a 12, and then you hear me hit a second shift.
You squealing tires.
Yo,
next you know you hit a limited diff activating. Like, hold on, son.
What did come on, son.
But this is what I mean, son. Aston Martin, son.
Oh my God.
Yo, son. I was looking at a V8 Vantage the other day, son. I can't help it.
I mean, son, don't get me wrong, son. The styling is all that, son. They are. They are. It's just, you know what it is? It's just they don't produce enough. They don't make more.
Yo,
If they make more, they would be but they don't make enough.
these things, man. You're right, 100%. They don't though, but I don't know, man. They say less is more, right?
Yeah. How did Jay-Z say?
Mhm.
He said, there's not enough of us. He said, less is more. There's plenty of us.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I'm just amazed though. They about to throw a 6-speed manual behind this V12
how much
turbocharged.
does the clutch cost? What kind of clutch are we talking about?
Could be perhaps carbon Kevlar, something crazy like that.
Carbon Kevlar.
Yo, son.
That sounds so regal when you say it.
It probably got a dual mass flywheel in there, something all that.
Ugh.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yo, if I had money,
Huh.
how much they said this is gonna be?
It's very interesting.
They didn't say 155,000, right?
Nah, B.
It ain't gonna be. It's got to be more than that.
Nah, this car is definitely going to be north of like 200 over
Ooh.
there, 250. Now, you know it's going to hang out over there. It only makes
But
sense.
it's gonna quadruple in value. The
Bruh.
last of the Mohicans.
Son, V12 twin turbo 6-speed? You crazy. What?
I don't even know. Can we name another car? Twin turbo 12 manual?
Current? No. Hell no.
When's the last one that you can think of?
The last 12.
12
No twin.
turbo. That's
Nah,
what I'm saying.
Nah. Can't.
I don't think I can think. I don't think.
I can't think of one. NA perhaps, but not twin turbo.
Not twin boosted.
Nah, son.
That sounds like a Hot Wheel. That sounds like a Hot Wheel car, like some fake Hot Wheel twin charge. Like, come on.
It do. You're right. It do. It does. It definitely does.
Then it got the nerve to be two-door.
This is what I mean.
It's a cool.
What is it about
GT car.
two doors? What is it about these GT cars? Just two-door cars in general, huh?
I can't front. When I look at a two-door car, it makes me think of like Top Gun.
I'm
Like,
telling you,
it's only
son.
room for one, really. I know
Truly
these other
though,
seats are here.
truly though. It's meant for one, and that's just the pilot. So that's how I feel too.
That's it.
I'm telling you, son.
And that's what I say I like about the Supra.
Yeah,
The MK4 Supra
yeah.
is that that's like a cockpit in there, and all of the gauges are facing you.
Yeah,
Nothing's facing the passenger.
nah. I mean, similar, very, very similar to the MK3. The MK3 set up the same exact way.
You sit in there. Boop, boop,
Yeah,
boop,
everything's
boop,
to
boop.
you. Some pilot mode.
I love it.
Pilot mode.
Even my CRX, the middle console is faces towards you.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, you
like
can't see nothing over there. Chill, fam.
chill. Shout out to SP, said that car gonna go for 350 easy. That's a fact.
It's gonna be crazy.
You think dealer markups is a problem for a 400Z?
they probably even gotta mark these up though?
Yes.
Think so?
Would you?
Son, I don't. Yeah, at that point, I'm probably trying to leave through the back door with one.
That's. I tell you the truth.
I'm risking it.
Yo, nah, I don't got
Outta here.
none for sale. All 10 of them at my house.
I'm telling you something, but not for nothing. No, Aston Martin is definitely the truth for this though.
And last
100% truth.
but not least, the next GR Corolla will have a hybrid Corolla 3-cylinder turbo engine. Now, here's my thing with this.
Okay.
I know where
I
you
know
going.
you like hybrids too, though.
No,
You
no.
do, but
No,
continue. Mhm.
I always say all the time, if you gotta go, you rather a hybrid. And I think that's as far as we need to go, as far as any
Yeah,
kind of.
I agree. Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
I agree.
But, right? This is them saying all of those engine issues that they was having with this GR86 on the track and all that. We already know it's the motor, right? We already know it's the engine, don't we?
Yeah.
And we know where that engine came from. It's a box of 4, right? So we all know where it came from. They're like, you know what? Why don't we take that 3-cylinder, big turbo, stout block, and put it in this car, making 3. It's making that GR Corolla makes more power than this, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So is it the fact that it has a? But what if it's manual?
That's the big question, son. What if
It would
it's
have to
manual?
be. You know, they the GR Corolla's manual.
Yeah, but you know, things start to get a little different out there sometimes, son. It's
What,
like
the
yo,
hybrid?
Yeah, we doing all that. We might as well just make it auto.
Never.
So they already have an auto set up for it, though.
I don't see Toyota doing that. As a matter of fact, you know they make aftermarket. Yo, I ran across a lot of things over the week. They have aftermarket paddle shifters for manual cars.
What, beg your pardon?
Yeah, you heard what I said. That's ridiculous. You heard it all. He was like this. That's exactly what they doing.
You know what's so crazy, though? So you trying to tell me, right? They upped the power, they punched the block out, but they couldn't fix the oil problem. So the older FRS never had this issue.
Yeah, okay. But how many people really track those? I could imagine people are tracking them.
Tracking them, sliding them, acting crazy.
But see, my thing is before you track a car, who's tracking a stock car though?
I mean, like you said, you gotta get a baseline though.
Get a baseline, do a lap, and come back. Not, I'm trying to win the GT Cup with a stock car with donuts on the back, and I blew the motor. Like, what are you doing? Shout to my guys that's on the track. Phil, how many people out there really running stock cars? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you got some stock cars that can do it because they're performance. The GR86 is not that. It's a car that's prepared for you to do more to make it a performance car. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's a tuner's car. It's not a put it like this. If you bought a Lamborghini Huracan STO model, right? Or you could go out on the track with that. That you can.
Okay.
You get a Type R, you can do a couple hot laps.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You get a GR86, you got one.
Said you got one cool one. But hold on, wait though. It says the next Corolla though is gonna have a hybrid Corolla. 3-cylinder. That's what you said, right? The Corolla? The GR Corolla is gonna have a 3-cylinder turbo engine. I
mean, it already does, so they want to put it in the 8.6.
Damn.
And I keep calling it 8.6, which I know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like that.
I think that's hot though, but the real big question is it gonna be manual though?
It has to be. They won't sell. Who that drives an automatic want boosts like that?
I mean, come on, son.
A lot of these dudes are softer than Twinkie filling. I'm gonna have to bring that back. A lot of these dudes are softer than cotton.
Son, we may have to draw another line in the sand, son. You might have to draw another line.
We gotta stop the music. Because the line in the sand is, you ready? We already drew a line in the sand. If you like EVs,
yeah, son,
you on the other side of the line.
Factory.
If you out here with a super performance car, and all you have is drive, neutral, park, and in one, forget it.
I agree, son. I'm
Don't
sorry,
show
son.
up.
I'm sorry, son. I agree.
Don't come over here. Hey, yo, look, yo, Pop, look. I got an auto.
Yeah.
My Infinity is auto. You don't see me. Yeah. Yo, look how fast. No.
Say, yo.
No.
Nah, not for no, you right though. We have to draw the line somewhere else again, B, because it's like you got these crazy. I get it, man. If it's the only choice, fine, but don't be like, yo, it's crazy, it's that. Yo, dog.
If it's your only choice, then don't come out here.
Damn.
Because even when I go to some of these car meets, and you be like, yo, man, ooh, look at this joint right here. Ah! Auto.
I agree. I'm sorry.
Like, I definitely respect that. Yo, I was watching the Wraith the other day. It's on Prime if anybody watches, if anybody likes it, right?
Yeah.
Y'all all should like it. I was watching the Wraith. And do you realize that out of all of those, they all was auto? Dudes was shifting from drive to 2-to-1, back to 1-2 drive. Especially the Conquest.
Did.
I was like, they deserve to be burnt up on the road with their eyes missing out. What are you doing? What is that?
Yo, you ain't lying, son.
Doodle, son. And that's why, the Wraith, I'm telling you, son. My favorite part is when they say, we're going to put the radio tracker on your car, pop the hood. And when they pop the hood, the dude motor moving, like, lightning bolts. And he was like, they said, put it in there already. He was like, you got to see this. Crazy. I love that movie, man. But that's the line in the sand. So with that being said, man, we got to move right on to our drivers etiquette. You know how we get down, man.
Let's go.
We got some questions out here, man, because a lot of guys talking about they out here fixing. Shout to my guy Reeps, aka Dangerous Damien. I know he hates that. Dangerous Damien. Shout to him. You know what I mean? We're gonna jump right in.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Driver's etiquette. Because sometimes you got to get this off your chest.
All right. Now, this actually, I had to ask everybody because as I was watching the Wraith, like the movie, these guys had their own compound. They had all kind of cars and stuff they was fixing on, engines, things like that. And the dude, one of his homeboys, what was his name? Rat or whatever his name was. Yo, he was drinking antifreeze out of old plane engines. Did you peep that?
Nah, so I didn't realize
That's
that.
what I'm saying. Like, I really, you got to go back and see something. Shout to my guy Miller. He's on YouTube.
Let's go, Miller.
Miller Time NYC. He was drinking like old antifreeze or old transmission fluid out of the planes or something. Like, it was weird. But in the midst of that, they was working on cars and doing things or whatever. You know, the Wraith come up in there shooting it up. You know, he wasn't playing with him. He said, listen, he came to kill you. And I'm gonna race you first, but then I'm gonna murder you, which is crazy. But it made me think about working in my garage, like all the times I done worked on my cars. Or what was the worst mistake you ever made fixing your car? What was the one moment you was like, yo, what was I doing? That you freaking was like, I could have broke everything. Because this is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't work on their cars. It's because they truly be scared to break something, right or wrong.
Nah, you're 100% right. 100% right.
And there's a lot of times like where I was like, yo, I think I broke. There was one time I was using, y'all gonna laugh at me, man. I was doing something wild and safe.
Yeah.
I got these jumper kits, Trust and Shady Mechanics. Shout to Marlon, replacing the P. I guess you're gonna finish that. But
yeah.
I was broke and I needed some jumper cables. And I had found some jumper cables. My aunt had left her car at my mom's house, right? And I needed some jumper cables. I found some jumper cables in her trunk, but they had no color thing on them.
Oh, snap.
Like, you know, they wasn't black and red or whatever, right? And the grips was not covered. They was just metal.
Yo, it's out of hand, son.
So I needed it though. I was like, I gotta get this done, right? So I hook them up to her car and I start her car, right? And mind you, I was getting sparks then. Like, pss, 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 you know, I don't care though. I'm young, I don't care. You just go. I gotta get this.
Yeah.
Yo, I go to hook the joint up to my car, almost kill myself because I crossed like the polarities or whatever. I'm putting the negative on the positive and the positive on the negative. And I seen this spark. Like, mind you, I tried to start the car. I seen this spark. And I was like, oh no. Y'all thought I blew the, you know how we do. We go on the internet, we don't know what happened. Oh, you probably blew the ECU motherboard and all. I was like, yo, son, I was so scared that I broke everything, son. I didn't even care that this thing almost sparked me up. I would have died in them if I'd have touched it.
Yo, that's crazy right there, huh?
That had to be one of my worst mechanic snafus ever. And also spraying starter fluid into the intake manifold of the turbo CRX.
Yeah.
And the distributor wires was all wrong. Oh, I thought that. I was like, yo, what's wrong with it? Why it's not starting? It was like, this is it. Trying to run the car. Boom. Mad fireball came out there.
Yo,
it was a couple things, man. I learned by trial and error. You a little different. You learned, you went to school.
Yeah, but even before that, right? I want to say like jacking up the vehicles, huh? You know, it can get hairy if you don't do it right. It can get hairy. I had many of those instances where I'm like, yo, son, am I jacking this up correctly? Like,
oh, no.
And then you know, like when the jack start lifting with the car,
Oh,
like started leaning a little bit. Yeah, I had a couple of those scenarios, man, before I learned how to correctly do it. You know what I'm saying?
well, all right. I gotta keep it a buck then. So I had a Mazda 626, right? I had bought that just to keep my insurance low. I had my CRX, but this is what I was driving every day because my insurance was stupid. I was fighting speeding tickets since I had a license, right? And
hold on, I got another one. Like disconnecting and reconnecting the battery. That could get a little tricky too.
That's sparks, right? This sparky, like fingertips be on.
That's a fact. That's a fact. It definitely get a little hairy with that too.
So what I was doing was I was trying to jack up the Mazda to look under it. I was gonna change the oil and everything myself. And like you said, jacking up a car is hairy because you have to know exactly where to put the jack. And I still wasn't 100% clear, but I was like, oh, right here is good.
Yeah.
Yo, I jacked it up. The car sagged.
Damn.
It said, I said, oh no. I put the car back down. And ever since then, I had the hoopty slam.
Damn.
You know, when you go to close your front door, you hit a I had the hoopty slam after that. I ruined that car, son. I sold it to this girl for like $600 with the water pump. Like, yeah, you just need the water pump to fix it. They was looking for me after that.
Damn, that's crazy. I ain't gonna find I had another one. Something else, something I wouldn't do like at all anymore, right? Working on a vehicle when you're a little like angry or something like that. Or tired, right? Yo, I end up putting the hub bolt in the wrong way, end up stripping the threads on the other side.
Oh,
yeah, son.
Yo, and trust me, I got a couple of those
due to fatigue.
Yo,
I'm telling you.
Shout out to SP. He said replacing the battery on my IS300. I wasn't paying attention and turned the battery around, hooked it up, and blew the ECU. See?
Oh, snap.
That's what I'm saying, son. I thought I blew the whole CRX swap, son. I was lucky.
Now you're right. Like when you really touching on your whip or whatever type of whip, it could go left, son. You gotta really be paying attention.
That's why when cats be like, "Yo, you saying I work on my own car?" I'll be like, don't get me wrong, I will and I can and I do if I, you know what I'm saying. But it's just having a shop has to make life so much more.
But you know, my biggest thing, right? That's why I refuse to touch on the SI right now. Right, a little bit more like to do something I really want to do to it. It can't be your only V, son. It cannot be your only V.
That's a fact.
It can't be.
Because if you screw it up, you walking.
It's over.
You screw it up, you walking.
It's over, son.
That's a fact.
It's over, son. It's over.
It's a fact.
You cannot be working on your only car. I'm sorry, son. I'm sorry. So you can't do it. It don't make sense. I'm telling you, son. Nah, B.
Son, and this is why I preach the chuck wagon.
Yeah, son.
You need a chuck wagon.
Or you got some fire on the side that you don't really got to drive that much. Like
that's
something. But it can't be your only means of transportation, son.
Because you're finished.
Because if you mess it up crazy,
you walking.
It's over. And you can't do that same job again in another couple hours. It's over, son.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I stripped the bolt off the I was changing the headers.
Damn.
Broke the bolt, like the head of the bolt and the other piece of the bolt was in there, bro. I was like, so I had the wild exhaust leak.
The wild exhaust leak.
You would just smell it.
Yeah.
You be driving, you just be like, yo, it is what it is. Like I'm gonna die. But the headers, that one piece, it just wasn't tight.
Damn.
I was like, yo, you know what? Maybe if I tighten all other bolts, I'll be good. No, wasn't. It still leaked out a little bit. But I've had all kind of snafus, man.
No, 100%, son. Even when I was in school, right, putting the engine back together, I ain't even tightened the crank all the way. Mind you, y'all, we still won though, because I was held up the longest before that catastrophic failure happened. But yeah, son.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
He said the crank was like,
it was wobbling at the end on the way in.
Shout to Reach. He said I cut my AE86 in half working on it one day when I was pissed. Wow.
Told you, son. Working on when you up angry, B ain't it, son.
How about getting angry working on it? Is that the same thing?
Son. Nah, that's a little different because you're going into it with a clear head. You're going into it with a clear head.
And then you get upset. You drop something
so
hits you.
How about you working on a whip when it's cold?
Oh, no. My hands can't take that anymore.
Oh, I'm talking about when you working on it and your hand hits something.
Oh, I want to fight everything.
Son.
I got into a fight with an alternator like that.
Yes,
crazy, son. Shout to Zoom for Zoom. He said one of the worst I had is when I changed the turbo on my Mazda speed and somehow left an extension in the
damn.
He said he left an extension in the intake and destroyed the turbo.
See, this is when it could go left.
You gotta be careful when you're working on your own car. Shout to Marlon. He said, that's why I refuse to modify the Mini. That's the daily and it's great for parking in Brooklyn. He's right.
See, that's what I'm saying. It can't you can't really let me. Nah, son. No way, son. I'm not doing it.
Wait a minute. Phil just hit the whole joint. Shout out to Dr. Phil. He said, ain't nothing worse than your car being in a million pieces at 2 a.m. on a work night for something that was supposed to take 30 minutes. Yes, I have been there. Son. I'm booking off, by the way, too. I ain't going. I'm so mad I can't even go to son.
I'm telling you, so your joint is in pieces too. Nah, B, it's over at that point, son. It's over. You got to wrap it up, son.
I have been there.
Mm-hmm.
I have been there, and I will say this. I have definitely been to the point when I was working in the cold.
Yeah.
No gloves, scraping your hand up crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was changing this motor out my CRX, so with Hondas, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily need a cherry picker with the older Hondas.
Okay.
You clear the area. If you clear your axles and everything, you can actually lay the car on the floor, unbolt it, and jack the car up and slide the motor out. This is how I was putting the engines in and out of my car. So what I would do is I'll put the LS motor on a carpet, right? Have somebody go on the other side, and we'll slide the carpet under the car and then lower the car
on a carpet, bro. Not even a little
like a wheelie thing.
Yeah,
I was broke. I didn't have that.
He said a carpet.
I was making it happen. I don't care. So
that's what's up, though. No, I ain't mad at you, though. Yeah.
Son. So we slid it on the carpet under the thing, right? Then we'll lower the car down, catch the back mount. Once you catch the back mount and you catch these, you catch that first, and then you catch the two mounts on the side, driver side, passenger side.
Yeah,
it's good. Now I could jack the car up, and then I could go under, do the wiring, start wiring everything back up with the wiring harness. Yeah. Bob's your uncle.
Damn,
straight up. Matter of fact, I even bought a LS motor like that because a dude, he crashed his Integra, and he wanted to get rid of the motor. He was like, nah, you got to come get it yourself. I said, not a problem. Went over there with my tools. That engine was out of there in like 2 hours. I had learned how to, even though that car was different, he didn't care. So I was just like, I was cutting stuff, cutting wires. I don't care.
Yeah. I ain't gonna find. I had another crazy one. Right? Doing a brake job on my Integra.
Oh boy, right? Brake jobs are interesting. Go ahead.
Doing a brake job on the Integra, son. Well, my brakes ain't work, son.
Ooh.
But I had no pressure. It was weird.
None.
No pressure.
Straight travel to the floor.
And that same day, I see Cedric too. He's passing through Grammar Block. I had to call in front of the house. He's like, yo, what you doing? I'm like, yo, son, my brakes, B.
He's like, yo, when cats hear you in a bind, they be like this. Yo, I'm gonna leave you to it, kid. Yo. All right, peace.
I'm telling you, son, like, so not for now, I learned a lot over the years and all that good stuff. But yo, it's definitely, you can have a couple doozies, man, working on the V, son.
Let me tell you, my mom is gonna kill me for this.
Yeah.
I gotta tell y'all this story. So I got the B16 swapped into the car, right? Now, mind you, when I bought the B16 originally, it came with the whole front clip, brakes, everything. So they installed all of this, right? They put, now these are XSI Integra brakes.
Okay.
So they're bigger than the brakes I had on the CRX. They would be like Integra brakes.
Okay.
But they were bigger. My master cylinder, not my master cylinder, the brake, the proportioning valve couldn't handle it because the CRX had drums. This is what I mean about knowing the magic carpet.
Yo, son, magic carpet, son. That's crazy, son.
And not for nothing, I took that carpet. Yo, I had that carpet for years. I used to use it to work because, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
I didn't care if I drained oil on it because it wasn't going through the carpet.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, I used to just roll that joint up. It's like in the garage.
The magic carpet.
But I was they did all of this work, and my proportioning valve couldn't handle it. You need the proportioning valve as well.
Okay.
If you're gonna turn a car that's not disc 2 discs.
Oh, okay.
Right, because the amount of how much the master cylinder puts pressure on.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, okay, fine. I didn't think to do that. Right. Now what happens is because I didn't do that, the drums have cylinders in them. I'm going back.
Yeah, they do.
The drums have cylinders in them.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to fix the cylinder in the rear on a brake drum. Now, you know, you got to be a scientist to fix a brake drum. I don't fucking nobody say. Right? I thought I fixed it. Thought I was good, right?
Mm-hmm.
My mom's just like, yeah, take the car out for a minute so I can go in the garage. She go in the garage and close the door, right? So I'm like, she's like, you can move your car back in. You know how we do. I'm overzealous with the clutch.
Yeah.
I hit a little squirrel. And when I went to hit the brakes, I had none.
Damn.
Right into the garage door. Boom. Yo. I had no brakes.
Oh.
That rear drum,
son,
being out was dangerous. And I thought I fixed it, and I didn't, and I squirreled it. You know how we do. We acting stupid. Yo, I went, there was no brake, none. I grabbed the handbrake, but it was too late. Boom! Tore the garage door. Crazy.
Damn, son.
Yo, my mom's still mad at me. We talking. We talking 20 years later, son. 15 years later.
Yo, that's
She's
wild.
like, yo, you remember you broke my garage door being stupid? Yes. I've had some really bad situations, but I will say, however, being around the guys that I was around, everybody was doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Shout to Marlon. He was always working on his super or his super game, his Cressida, all of that. Shout to Tonio. Tonio was always working on that SC Power 2J SC 400 or SC 300. Shout to Kirk. He had a 7M GT Supra. Shout to Cedric. He was just going all over the place. He had the 240 with the turbo.
Yeah.
And he sold that and he bought this S15 or S14 rather.
Yeah.
And freaking dropped the LS motor in there. Shout to my man Beach. Beach was working on his car.
Yeah.
Everybody. Shout to my man Rich. He was working. He was putting the SR20. So it was only fair that you out there doing work too. And that's what it means about being around people that's doing something.
That's a fact, huh?
When you're around people that's not doing nothing, you don't have the drive.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
100%.
But when you see people working, because first off, my man Rich, he biggest crap talker in the world. You know what I mean? So he like, yo, you know, these Nissans, just put them Hondas to bed. And he like, yo, come on, son, little T25 turbo. What you doing with that? But it was a great time. But I had some snafus along the way, son.
That's crazy.
I remember one time I jacked up the car, and you know how you jack a car too high?
Yes, huh?
And I was like, yo, this car is up dumb high. And I tried to work on it and I felt it shift. Like,
yes.
I learned to put tires under there as like a fail-safe, son.
It's like a buffer.
Shout to everybody who tuned in, paying attention. Y'all know how we get down, man.
Yeah.
Just had to take a quick trip down memory lane, man. I'm going to tell you, I've had some snafus.
I ain't gonna front though. Like, I definitely do like, oh man, son, it's crazy. Yeah, definitely some good snafus happen, son. 100%.
Yo, what was I thinking? But what did you learn from them the most? What was the most thing that you could say you learned? Like, yo,
I could say the biggest thing I learned was pay attention and take my time, son. 100%, B.
I pay attention.
100%. 100%. Even if I'm really good at it or whatever, like I still take my time and pay super attention because I'm good. So I don't feel like, bro. Yeah, that's what it happens so quick. Like you do your thing, you get to where you going. It took you a minute to get there.
That's a fact.
And the next, it goes south. You're like, yo,
and
because I wasn't paying attention.
And nothing's worse, right? Nothing's worse than getting all the way through a project, and you like, I forgot to do this.
Oh, yo, son, yo, it get crazy.
You just want to put your head in the cannon. Light it.
I'm telling you.
Shout to Marlon. He said sometimes I miss them days while I'm always on you guys about the speed and grease. That's a fact. And we got one coming up. That's 100%. Because that's what keeps you going.
Mm-hmm.
Because we talk about it all the time. My car been sold 20 times this year.
He said sold 20 times.
And you be shocked hearing other people's stories, and you can deal with it.
Yeah.
And you can go back and you can. So it's very important. Marlon's 100% right. It is important to be around people who are doing the same thing.
Yeah, son. 100%. B. You know, yeah, you're right.
You feel what I'm saying?
It's
but
crazy.
I will say this, like I said, at the end of the day, man, at least I didn't have any like super crazy snafus, like where
catastrophic.
Like, oh my God, I dropped a motor on my foot. Or, nah, nothing like that.
Oh man, son.
You know what I learned too?
What you learn?
Don't freaking don't think a transmission is light. I made that mistake too.
I ain't gonna front. You know, like before getting into it, like you don't really know how heavy some of these parts are. It's like amazing.
Yeah, son.
It's amazing, son. Or how hard is it to get something out? You know, another thing I learned: stop taking shortcuts.
Right.
Yeah, I remember I took a shortcut with the integral. I was doing something with the intake. You know, remember the intake I had? It was like a crazy AM. We went through the fender, through the bottom. It was crazy.
Cold did.
Yeah, crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was trying to take it out. I was being lazy. I was like, I ain't trying to do all that because it wasn't just like I'm bolted from
right. You gotta take the wheel off. Yo,
it's crazy. Yo, I finally got it out, son. I destroyed the entire thing. So filter, the tube, everything was messed up. I said, damn, son, I should have never took the shortcut. I'm telling you, so I learned not to take shortcuts no more, son. 100%.
Shout to Miller. He said, make sure that if you don't do anything else to your car, change your oil.
Damn, you're 100% right. Son.
You don't want to talk about that one. Did I ever tell you why I blew that B16?
No.
Oh, man. Shout to Clarence. He was with me. Oh, man. Now, you know Hondas are notorious for drinking oil.
Mm-hmm.
Thin air. Oil's going to thin air, man. I remember one time I was running on the highway. I had the B16 working good. It took a long time for this thing to work right.
Mm-hmm.
VTEC wasn't working. Found out the solenoid was bad on the swap. The ECU, it's got to be jumped. Finally had everything working, man. I was driving this thing, and when I was driving it, it went into VTEC so lazy. It was like, it usually it's just bang, yeah, jump right in. This time I was like, I was like, what? And next thing you know,
damn,
book, car shut off. You heard the piston, or you heard the rod hit the floor. Car shut off. I ain't got no brakes. I'm driving this thing, and we on the conduit. I want to say the conduit, but where it's like Rockaway Boulevard and all that. So we was coming off the Van Wyck, and you know, when you come off the Van Wyck, you can either go on the conduit or go on the belt. I was right there, boom, and I'm trying to steer this thing with nothing. Mind you, the CRX is not power steering anyway. Well, mine's wasn't. So for that, it was fine. But when I had no brakes. So now I'm coming up on that red light where you can either go on the highway, go back on the highway, or you can stop at the red light. But it's mad cars there. I got no brakes. I'm like, yo, what am I gonna do? You know what I did?
Flintstone?
Son, I freaking weaved around the cars with the same speed and then hand braked it to a stop. So I was stopped it. And when I looked under there, rod through the block hole like this big. And it was because I was messing around.
So your oil pressure was beyond low.
Yes. And I learned the hard way.
Yeah, you know what's so crazy? I got another one. So you remember that black 99 GSX that I had in Grimm's backyard? Turbo junk? Did I tell you what happened to that?
No.
So me and my man, right? We went all the way to the city, picked the joint up, right? Man, you looked at the engine clean, y'all, clean. We looked at everything nice, right? Car nice. It's good. Why we didn't check the oils, huh?
Y'all just took off and left? Hoo-hoo.
Yo, boom, we got all the way back to Queens. So I dropped him off. He was he had something to do. So I had to call. I went to go pick up peas. I went to go pick him up. So now we coming back to that side of Queens, the Lucas side. Yo, I'm going through the gears. I ain't gonna lie, I'm on it though.
Wow.
On it. Spun and bearing, son.
That's it.
Yo, we at the food spot. We like this. I'm trying to park. I'm like, yo, what's this tapping sound? Tap, 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 tap. I'm like, yo, what is that?
It's the scarring of the cylinder wall.
Son, I was like, no. I'm like, this can't be. This is crazy. This can't be happening.
It's happening.
Yo, spun the joint up, son. Yo, we checked the oil, bro.
No, you had a drip.
It was a drip, son. It was literally a drip on there, son. I was like, yo, how did we miss that detail, son?
and now it's catastrophic. That's
yo,
it.
son, we had to pull the engine out, rebuild the joint, son. And then once we did that, actually my man sold it to my other man named Sean, and we did it in South Ozone.
That's crazy.
It was it, son.
Shout that
He sold the whole car for $500.
He sold it for $500.
The whole car in and everything.
You know what that car's worth now? Don't even get started.
Mind you, we bought it for
For $400?
$4K.
Yo.
It was a wild day, y'all. It was a wild day, son. Wild day.
Shout to Reap. She
Wild
said,
day.
shout to SP. He said, servicing the brake fluid on my Honda. They had the bleeder hooked up. Had my brother pressing on the brake, heard a pop. Broke the seal on the master. That's what I'm saying, son.
Yo.
Shout to Zoom for Zoom. He said, never work on a car angry. Take a break. Drink
Fact.
Corona and come back to it. And Reaps is like, when y'all doing a BBQ. So we definitely trying to line one up for the end, not the end of the season, but like end of August.
Yeah.
End of August. We're gonna need some of our BBQ pit masters, though. I know we got some of y'all out there, and some of y'all can only bring beers, and we cool with that too. You feel what I'm saying? But we gonna definitely get into more of that. But shout out to everybody who tuned in, man. Just want to take that trip down memory lane. It's actually hilarious.
It was a wild. I was wild, son. It was a wild, yo.
Tell you, son, broke a couple things to learn a couple
Son,
things.
100%, son.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
After I was watching, Reaps was going. I said, I could imagine what he broke learning that. It's not easy.
Nah, kid.
It's not easy, but
kid.
I did get some power tools over the weekend.
Oh,
We're going to talk about that too.
Fire.
Favorite segment coming right up. Y'all know how we get down, man. It's the bearded one head.
Let's go, SI Sean. Let's do it.
And this is our favorite segment. Let's get it. You ready?
Legends of Auto. Real legends never die.
All right, what you got for him today, kid?
I got a pretty interesting one, man.
Let's go.
Hope y'all like it too, just as much as I do. Right. So what I got is a 2001 Ford Explorer. Wait a minute. The Saline Edition, the X8P. I'm saying that right? Yeah.
Okay.
XP8. Pardon me, y'all. First off, how many of y'all even knew there was a Saline Edition, son?
I didn't.
See, this is what I mean. Like these, we ain't getting no more of these.
Right.
You're not gonna see these guys working on no EVs. I'm sorry.
Right.
I highly doubt it. But this Ford Explorer though, right here, first of all, these produced from 98 to 2002. This joint was crazy, son. Supercharger on it.
Wow.
Yeah, son. Crazy saline suspension, racing shocks.
How? Like,
Son,
what made them do
this
that?
is what I mean. But you know they like, saline like to dabble with, some Ford products, right? But this car was never really that mainstream. Only 125 was ever produced. Only 125 of these things, huh?
125.
Ford Explorer, son. Big supercharger on it, 5.0.
Only 125.
Only 125, son.
How many you think is left over now? How many?
Not for nothing, we probably not gonna ever see one.
No.
So I want to say, like, honestly, maybe about, I don't know. You'd be surprised. It might be the whole 125 somewhere, son.
Wow.
Might be, son. But yo, these things are so rare. And it's just amazing because people was liking the Ford Explorers, but they had no idea that Saline had their hand on it.
I like them too.
This is what I'm saying.
I like them.
Yo, it was putting out like 333 foot-pounds of torque. Listen, it may not sound like a crazy amount of power. I still think that is though.
I mean,
all-wheel drive,
kid,
300 horsepower. It was crazy, son.
98, 99,
and not for nothing, they did this to battle the typhoon and the cyclone.
Woo.
They trying to come for those, B. Because think about what else was out there that was really able to even do any kind of competing with those things.
The only
other type of pickup, 4x4 kind of ordeal, SUV, like.
Only ones I could think of would be the V8 Grand Cherokee Jeeps at that time.
Hell no.
They were good cars back
No,
then.
they was.
They was good cars.
They was
good SUVs back
then. They absolutely 100%.
Yeah,
but those can compete with that Typhoon, saying that Cyclone. No way, bro.
Nah, you right.
This was the only one that could actually put up a fight.
But we've seen Typhoons dominate the track.
This is what I mean, though.
I mean, we have.
This is what quick story. I used to go to races when I was a newborn, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy had a Typhoon out there, son. Navy blue joint.
Mm-hmm.
Or black, because it was always nighttime.
Right.
Couldn't really tell.
Mm-hmm.
Wearing everybody else, huh? Chubby guy.
Busting everybody's head.
Yo, people was like this. Yo, what is that?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knew what it was, huh?
He was the Wraith.
Son. And he never stayed long.
Never seen
He'd tear you up like 2-3 times on a quarter and bounce.
He was the Black Ghost. I love it.
Son. And this right here reminded me of it. A Saline Edition Ford Explorer.
Let's go.
Legends of Auto. Real legends.
That was a good one.
never
Yo,
die.
you're not getting these no more. This is what we feel and realize. These type of vehicles, son,
Not hidden gems.
these shape the automotive world, son.
They're hidden gems. They're
Yo.
like they found those are the infinity stones
Yeah,
of
son.
the auto world. Shout to Zoom for Zoom. He said, I blew my motor up not checking my oil running an M5 on a belt years ago.
Damn.
That's a glory story though.
No, that's actually a good one.
I mean, if an engine has to go out, it has to go out in competition.
I do. I agree. I agree. I 100%. So it can't be due to your negligence
Right.
for daily driving.
Right,
It
like
can't be, son.
because that is the worst. It just broke while I was driving it. That's your fault. But I mean, like
If you competing,
right, if it went out in competition, it can't be that bad.
I'm talking about blowing transmission, blowing clutch, all that.
All
You
that.
doing something purposeful?
I was
I hear
going
that.
for it.
I hear that.
Matter of fact, round of applause for that.
That's
one
a-
because I'm telling you. Oh nah, wrong button. Round of applause.
let's go.
for
100%.
for blowing the oil up by going at an M5 though.
I'm telling you, son.
But
That is a glory story.
with that being said, we're gonna move right on. Y'all know how we get down.
Mhm.
We're gonna get right into it. You ready?
Go.
Mods, the newest and freshest. Modifications, parts, and fashion. Only on Rally Radio.
All right, y'all know how we get down, man. We try to bring us some of the newest parts. It looked like Skunk 2 has just released intercooler for the Honda Civic 1.5T 2016 and 2021. Said that it increases cooling by 20%.
Fire.
It also adds 7 horsepower. It has a more efficient core, OEM mountain location and tubing, 100% bolt-on, and includes CNC adapters for both OEM and aftermarket piping. Now, a lot of y'all are sitting here like,
That's what I like.
Let me tell you something, man. Tell you something.
Mhm.
The Hondas now, they're turbo. Be careful. Watch your mouth.
100%,
It can
100%,
definitely go down. But with that being
100%.
said, this to me was very interesting because not only does SI Sean have this, and he was talking about like performance parts, but to have an upgraded intercooler on any car,
Yeah, son. It's such a plus.
it's such a plus. So
bro.
with that being said, shout to Skunk 2 Racing.
I'm actually
The
happy they
newest
did
and
that, son.
freshest. Modifications.
That's not
parts,
bad, son.
and fashion.
Looks good.
Only
It
on
do.
Rally Radio.
Looks good. I gotta say, I was definitely more than impressed. I
Nah,
was
I'm super
shocked.
impressed.
20 and just to increase, even if it doesn't increase the horsepower, to increase the horsepower, you add a bigger turbo though.
Yeah, but it just increasing the efficiency of it though, and that's one of the issues. Like, for instance, my car, for some odd reason, I'm trying to get heat soaked.
Because it's
In the front mount is right there though. It's exposed though,
right,
and
but
it
it's
still get
cramped.
heat soaked.
But
Yeah,
it's
it
cramped
is
in
very
there.
cramped. It
You
is
know what's cramped? I don't know if you saw it, but the Goodwood competition paused.
cramped. Yo, woo!
Nah, wow, that was
The Goodwood competition.
woo.
Damn.
That's what it's called, though. I can't look.
Yeah, they need to change that, son. I'm sorry, son. Carry
Well,
on.
we all know the competition. It was live on YouTube. I don't know if anybody saw it. I got a chance to
Yeah,
actually
I
sit
be
down and watch.
watching it. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yo, let me tell you,
Mhm.
this is the Hyundai RN22E prototype
Here we go.
crashes into the hay at the Goodwood Wipeout. Pause. This is just disgusting. But we're gonna talk about it because they definitely get.
It's the understeer,
What up?
where we like to ask, what the hell were you thinking?
Well, it looks like the Goodwood Wipeout Hyundai RN22E prototype crashes hard into the hay. And we talk about it. After about 30 seconds into the RN22Es climb up the hill, it seems to have clipped some grass while carrying too much speed into a corner and
It's the
and
understeer.
understeered into the hay. Admittedly, that's what haystacks are for, but they can absorb much of the crash without injuring the driver or damaging the car too badly. It's hard to tell just how badly damaged the RN22 was after the crash, but there was certainly some exterior bits laying in the car in the hay afterward. Seemed like the driver was okay, but unfortunately, Hyundai is not. So with that being said, we never get you for what you do.
Mm-hmm.
We get you for how you screw up doing.
That's a fact.
It's
But
the understeer,
I gotta
where we
say
like
though,
to ask, what the hell were
What
you
does he
thinking?
have to say?
he was out of control, but not for nothing though. 577 horsepower though.
Oh, you like EVs?
Oh, whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa, whoa, whoa!
oh.
This is not an EV, sir.
Son, it's close. It has dual
I thought
electric
it was a
motors.
I thought it was a hybrid.
It's dual electric motors. That's what you like? You like that?
This guy.
You like them dual motors, son? With that being said, y'all know how we get down,
It's a
man.
wrap.
Who shout to Marley said, I always wondered why they called it that. Pause. Word up.
I'm telling you, son. They need to change.
Goodwood.
They need to change that, son.
I'm not even saying that again.
Nah, kid. Nah.
Yo, with that being said, we've reached the end of the show. Y'all know how we get down, man. It's the bearded one here.
That's our show, baby. Let's go.
They want to shout to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention, who rocked with us for the whole time. We definitely got some other things coming up. The problem has really been the availability of the weather. It seems like every time you turn around, the weekends are trash, but then they turn out being good.
Yeah, the weather's been real shaky for the last 2 weeks. I feel like it's really been weird, son.
It really has. But shout to everybody who's rocked with us, who's tuned in, man. We appreciate y'all. Reeps, Marlon, shout to Zoom for Zoom.
Yo, Zoom for Zoom, son. 100%. Let's go.
Fitz Walker tuning in. We appreciate all of y'all, man, because at the end of the day, this is why we show up every Saturday. We do it just for the hell of it, man. Trust me, man. It's all about what we like to do here. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. You got any shout outs you want to give?
Man, I just want to shout out to everybody again, man. Like the big ones who've been rocking with us. We much appreciated here on the show. And not for nothing, no, like you said, man, them Hondas is turbo now, y'all. So pay attention.
So be careful.
Pay attention, son.
So with that being said, man, we appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. We're going to have a little bit more content now. We got a couple mics that we're going to be rocking for our videos. We got some videos coming up. Yeah. But with that being said, if you ain't got no shout outs, I ain't got no shout outs. We are out.
Drop the clutch, hit the gas. Rally Radio, where the fast life meets the fast lane.
Yeah.
You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio.
Yeah.
The world of hip hop and sports live.
Dropping the clutch and then I hit the gas. Wheels screeching, tires burning, I'm flying past. Gotta get home quick, don't wanna miss the class. They schooling you on whips and how to make them fast. Talking about everything from cars to planes. What's hot, what's next, and how to flip the game. They talk in my language, we speak the same. That whip talk complex, but yet they keep it plain. From the news, the interviews, they keep it cool. They give reviews, everything from parts to tools. Can't lose, come to whips, they not no fools. Don't miss the show, the start time is noon. The bearded one, S.I. Sean, they crazy though. You can't miss it, tune in to Rally Radio.
Where the fast life meets the fast lane.